The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. Decision day, the Golden Isles by-election. All the major candidates with a last-minute push over the weekend. The parliamentary commissioner says he won't remove Neil Campbell and men charged with looting that barge. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
It's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Monday, November 24th, 2025. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, DeAndrew Cartwright will be joining us. Also this morning, we are having a roundtable discussion about the by-election. What is going to happen tonight? We are going to be discussing it. And later, we are talking about alcoholism in the Bahamas and an upcoming awareness seminar that you need to know about. That's all ahead, but first, it's time for The Overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, on the eve of the Golden Isles by-election, Prime Minister Philip Davis and his party's candidate in the race were in church appealing for unity and asking for prayers. The party worshipped at Life Changers Ministries International. The Prime Minister saying during the service, quote, "No matter where you stand politically, we are still one people. We may check different boxes on the ballot, but we share the same flag. We may check different boxes on the ballot, but we share the same flag. We share the same challenges. We share the same dreams for our children. And we pray to the same God. Politics will come and go. Leaders will rise and fall. Parties will win and lose, but we must never let politics tear at the fabric of who we are. We belong to each other. We are responsible for each other. And we must guard our unity with everything we have." The Prime Minister asking the congregants to pray for Darren Pickstock, the party's candidate for Golden Isles. Meanwhile, during their party's final rally ahead of the by-election today, FNM leader Michael Pintard and the party branding the PLP as gangsters who have prioritized personal gain over national interest. FNM leader Michael Pintard telling a crowd at Dignity Gardens that the decision they make today has the potential to make waves in the Bahamas' political future. And at the Coalition of Independents' final rally ahead of the highly anticipated Golden Isles by-election, Party leader Lincoln Bain criticized the past and present leadership of both the PLP and the FNM, as he said change is on the horizon. Addressing the crowd of COI supporters, Bain pointed to failures made by successive governments while throwing shots at Prime Minister Davis and FNM leader Michael Pintard, saying, quote, "It's time for us to stand up and realize who we are. We are the royalty, not them. They should be coming to us, not us going to them. These politicians have been failing us. They've been failing. I don't know how you could put on a red, yellow, or blue shirt after all we've been through." Well, Parliamentary Commissioner Harrison Thompson says he will not remove Neil Campbell, a returning officer, in the Golden Isles by-election. The FNM called for Campbell's removal after he revealed that he calls Prime Minister Philip Davis his adoptive father. In a letter dated November 21st to FNM Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands, Thompson wrote, quote, "Having looked at all the facts in this matter, including the fact that the Bahamas is a small country where it is difficult, if not impossible, to find people of any standing who are not connected with or in some way familiar with each other, and given the fact that I have had the opportunity to observe Mr. Campbell, a highly respected public officer, and his professional ethics for a considerable period of time, I do not believe that Mr. Campbell will execute his public duties as returning officer. I do believe that Mr. Campbell will execute his public duties as returning officer without fear or favor. I agree that the world is watching, and we must not be seen to penalize persons just because of who they are or know." Well, former Prime Minister Hubert Ingram told a crowd of FNM supporters Friday night that they need not be concerned about who the returning officer is on by-election day because there are too many guardrails and rules in place for anyone to steal an election in the Bahamas. Ingram was referring to that Neil Campbell issue. Ingram said there is no need to worry about the issue, saying, quote, "Don't be focused on who the returning officer is. The returning officer has good reason why he calls Brave Daddy, and that's his business. On election day, you focus on getting your voters out. Don't concern yourself over whether they can thief the election from you. You can't thief an election in the Bahamas. You've got too many guardrails, too many rules, and too many experienced people for that to happen. Be sure of that. You get your voters out, get those ballots in the box, get them counted." The country's unemployment rate fell from 10.8% in the first quarter of 2025 to 9.3% in the second quarter, a decline of 1.5 points. That's according to officials from the Bahamas National Statistical Institute. Those figures revealed Friday. During the second quarter of the year, April to June, there were 218,620 employed people, an increase of 3,895 compared to the first quarter of 2025. The BNSI's preliminary labor force survey for the second quarter showing that more men were employed than women, 111,150 compared to 107,470. There were 22,470 people listed as unemployed in the second quarter, a reduction of 3,455 people compared to the first quarter. Breakdown of the unemployment rate on the islands, New Providence at 9.3%, Grand Bahama at 9.4%, and Abaco at 10.6%. The number of unemployed males declined to 10,690 from 12,630, while female unemployment decreased, falling to 11,780 in the second quarter compared to 13,295 in the first quarter. Police charged 3 men after the Brooklyn Bridge barge was looted after it ran aground in Abaco. Prosecutors allege that Darren Lightburn and Faisal McIntosh stole appliances and electronics valued at $500,000 from the barge. Meanwhile, Marcel Smith was also charged with receiving stolen appliances. They all pleaded not guilty when they appeared before Assistant Chief Magistrate Ancella Evans at the Marsh Harbor Magistrates Court. Bail was set at $30,000 each for Lightburn and McIntosh, and Smith's bail was set at $7,000. The trial is scheduled for January 21st, 2026. A jury convicting a mother and daughter of the attempted murder of their tenants in 2021 by a vote of 8-1. Michelle Williams, an employee at the Registrar General's Department, and her daughter, Glenrisha Williams, were awash in tears at the 9-member jury's decision. They were remanded to prison pending the outcome of the prosecution's appeal against Justice Renee McKay's decision to allow them to remain on bail, pending a sentencing hearing that's set for January 27, 2026. The prosecutor objected to the extension of bail, saying the convicts might abscond before sentencing as they face jail time. The attempted murder charge stems from an October 28, 2021 shooting in the Fox Hill area that was caught on camera. Prosecutors allege that Michelle's nephew and Glenrisha's first cousin fired shots into the car of their tenants, Adrian Cooper and Savannah Bain, following a heated exchange. The relative was charged along with the two women, but he died before the trial began. On the day in question, Michelle Williams went to the tenants to collect rent and to look into a plumbing issue. The tenants didn't have the money available but promised to pay later in the day. Williams also made arrangements for the plumber to come by to make repairs. The woman and her daughter alleged that the tenants refused the plumber's entry, leading to a flurry of phone calls from the plumber and the tenants. Glenrisha Williams answered the phone, and following a heated exchange, she suggested the tenants' drug use had caused the death of their baby a week earlier. This sparked a near physical clash when they met on the street in the Fox Hill area, where Michelle Williams allegedly cut the tenant's car off with her own Nissan Murano. Bain alleged that Glenrisha told her, "My family don't play." After the initial clash, the mother and daughter allegedly picked up a man who got out of the SUV and shot at the tenants. You can read more on that in today's Nassau Guardian. Overseas, U.S. President Donald Trump's administration is set to ramp up pressure on Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro by designating the Cartel de los Soles as a foreign terrorist organization. But the entity that the U.S. government alleges is led by Maduro is not a cartel per se. The designation is the latest measure in the Trump administration's escalating campaign to combat drug trafficking in the U.S. In previewing the step about a week ago, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio accused Cartel de los Soles, or Cartel of the Suns, of being responsible for terrorist violence in the Western Hemisphere. The move planned Monday comes as Trump evaluates whether to take military action against Venezuela, which Trump has not ruled out despite bringing up the possibility of talks with Maduro. Land strikes or other actions would be a major expansion of the months-long operation that has included a massive military buildup in the Caribbean Sea and the striking of boats accused of trafficking drugs, killing more than 80 people. Venezuelans began using the term Cartel de los Soles in the 1990s to refer to high-ranking military officers who had grown rich from drug running. As corruption later expanded nationwide, first under the late President Hugo Chavez and then under Maduro, its use loosely expanded to police and government officials as well, as activities like illegal mining and fuel trafficking. The Suns in the name refers to the epaulets that's affixed to the uniforms of high-ranking officers. Meanwhile, international airlines increasingly canceling flights to Venezuela after the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration warned pilots to use caution when flying in the country's airspace because of worsening security and heightened military activity. The president of the Airlines Association in Venezuela telling the Associated Press that 6 carriers have indefinitely suspended flights. The Colombian president, Gustavo Petro, writing Sunday on Twitter that quote, "There must be regular flights to all Latin American countries and from Latin America and the world. Countries are not blocked because blocking countries means blocking people, and that is a crime against humanity." Friday, the FAA warned pilots that unspecified threats could pose a potential risk to aircrafts at all altitudes, as well as planes taking off and landing in the country, and even aircraft on the ground. In sports, swimmers taking center stage over the weekend, taking part in the 2025 Lightning Aquatics Thanksgiving Invitational hosted at the Betty Kelly Kenning National Swim Complex. Mako Aquatics Club topping the team rankings with 1,133 points. Barracuda Swim Club finishing a distant second with 472 points, and the Blue Wave Swim Club placing third with 431. Lightning Aquatics head coach Sean Neely, ecstatic about the success. You can read his comments in today's Guardian Sports section. And the University of the Bahamas Mingos men's basketball team dropping 2 international games by a combined 4 points, losing to United International College Eagle Rays at the David Posnack Jewish Community Center in Davie, Florida. The Mingos lost 82-79 in the first game and 83-82 in the second game, despite 4 players scoring in double digits both times. Mingos head coach Bacchus Roll said despite the losses, the team got much needed exposure. And in the final game of the Bahamar Championship, the nationally ranked number 1 Purdue University Boilermakers making it look easy against number 15 Texas Tech University Red Raiders. Friday night at Bahamar, the Boilermakers sent the Red Raiders packing with an emphatic 86-56 blowout win in the championship game. From the NFL, Dak Prescott wasn't having it when teammates started congratulating Dallas' star quarterback for breaking one of Tony Romo's records as the Cowboys were trying to rally from 21 points down against the defending Super Bowl champions. Save it for the win, he said. And Prescott threw 2 touchdown passes, ran for the tying score, and led the drive to Brandon Aubrey's 42-yard field goal as time expired, and the Cowboys beat the Philadelphia Eagles 24-21 in a mistake-filled thriller Sunday. Prescott also broke a tie with Romo by leading his 25th winning drive when tied or trailing in the fourth quarter or overtime. The Cowboys now 5-1, converting on their third tie-breaking chance in the fourth quarter to extend Prescott's home winning streak against NFC East opponents to 19 in the first game at AT&T Stadium since the death of defensive end Marshawn Kneeland. The Eagles now are 8-3, still in a good place to be the first repeat winners in the NFC East since they won 4 in a row from 2001 to 2004, but the offense reverted to the form that has frustrated A.J. Brown after the star receiver had a big hand in the 21-0 lead early in the second quarter. Philadelphia lost with a lead of at least 21 points for the first time since 1999 when Arizona beat the Eagles 25-24. And Tampa Bay Buccaneers losing to the Los Angeles Rams 34-7. Bucs quarterback Baker Mayfield also sustaining an injury. Mayfield did not play in the second half after spraining his left shoulder and will undergo an MRI today. Mayfield went into the medical tent after throwing a 14-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Tez Johnson in the second quarter, holding his non-throwing shoulder. He returned but appeared to aggravate the injury, clutching his shoulder in obvious discomfort after tossing a Hail Mary attempt that was intercepted by Emmanuel Forbes Jr. to end the half. From the NBA, Portland Trail Blazers coach and Basketball Hall of Famer Chauncey Billups is set to appear in a New York court to face charges he profited from rigged poker games involving several mafia figures and at least one other former NBA player. The 5-time All-Star, who won a championship with the Detroit Pistons, will be arraigned in Brooklyn federal court today on money laundering and wire fraud conspiracy charges. His attorney, Chris Haywood, has said Billups is a man of integrity and denies the charges. And from NBA games last night, Luka Doncic had 33 points and 11 rebounds, and LeBron James scored 17 in his first road game of the season as the LA Lakers beat the Utah Jazz 108-106. James, who scored most of his points on fast breaks and strong drives to the hoop, added 8 assists and 6 rebounds in 34 minutes. He had 11 points and 12 assists in a win against the Jazz Tuesday in the first game of his 23rd NBA season. And Houston star Kevin Durant will miss the Rockets game tonight against the Phoenix Suns for personal reasons, delaying his much-anticipated return to the city where he played the previous 2.5 seasons. The 15-time All-Star was listed as out on the Rockets injury report released Sunday night. Durant played 2.5 seasons for the Suns, averaging 26.8 points over 145 regular season games from 2023 to 2025. He was traded in the offseason to the Rockets in a 17 deal that sent Dillon Brooks, Jalen Green, and the number 10 overall pick to the Suns. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. First look at weather brought to you by Star General. A weakening frontal boundary just north of the Bahamas will support a few showers across the northern islands, while weak low-level troughing across the southern Bahamas will help to enhance showers there. That front's going to lift northward tonight as the trough further weakens. High pressure will build across most of the country through Wednesday, promoting moderate to fresh breezes into the middle of the week. Your forecast for today for the extreme northern islands, a mix of sun and clouds today. Some early fog likely to be burning off now across Grand Bahama and the Abacos. Only about a 20% chance of a few showers. Winds northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots. For the rest of the country, we're looking at partly to mostly sunny conditions today, becoming fair tonight, a bit cloudier for the southeast Bahamas. Only about a 10 to 20% chance of showers for the northwest and central islands, a 20% chance of showers for the southeastern islands. Winds northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots, but increasing to 15 knots or 15 to 20 knots for the extreme southeastern islands, 15 knots for the central Bahamas today. Temperatures, we're looking at highs around 84, 85 Fahrenheit, 28, 29 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 63 for the northern half of the country, 63 Fahrenheit, 17 Celsius. About 66 Fahrenheit for the central and southeast Bahamas, 19 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning, brought to you by Star General, insurance made simple. We'll have your extended outlook and look at the tropics coming up in just a bit. You are listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or are tech troubles simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
This Christmas, Everybody Wins Live is giving you a chance to win a gift of a lifetime. A brand new, fully deeded home. From November 21st to December 26th, every time you play $10 or more, you're one step closer to the keys to your future home. More play means more entries and more chances to win big. Play in-store or online today. This holiday, go beyond winning. Go home for the holidays, only with Everybody Wins Live. Remember to game responsibly.
Step inside the John Baptiste Jazz Club at Bahamar, where the rhythm of the islands of the Bahamas meets the soul of New Orleans. Every night, the lights dim, the music swells, and the air fills with that unmistakable energy. The kind that makes you close your eyes and just feel. Savor signature cocktails, curated small plates, and live performances from world-class musicians, all in an intimate, artfully designed space where every seat has a story. Whether it's a romantic night out or a spontaneous evening with friends, this is where you want to be. The John Baptiste Jazz Club, only at Bahamar. Reserve your table now at bahamar.com/jazz club or through the Bahamar app, because every evening plays its own tune.
At Cleveland Clinic, you set your course, not cancer. So when your journey takes an unexpected turn, you seek out the experts who've conquered it before, and you forge new paths to help fight cancers. For every route to a cure, for every care in the world. See how we're innovating cancer care at Cleveland Clinic today.
At RBC, your idea of getting more happens here with a no-fee loan with fee waivers, competitive rates, and flexible terms. Get everything you want for the holidays. Apply today at rbc.com/holiday loan.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. Also in your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, DeAndre Cartwright will be joining us. And we've got a lot to talk about this morning. Of course, the by-election in Golden Isles. Polls will open very shortly, and it's going to be an interesting day. And we're going to be here all day with you on Guardian Radio, and special coverage after the polls close, right after the news, right here with some of your favorite talk show hosts going to be here as we wait for the results to come in. So tune in for that after 6 o'clock tonight. So we're going to have a little roundtable discussion this morning about what to expect today. And then later in the show, we're going to be talking about alcoholism. And, we know this is a serious problem in this country. And we're going to be talking about an awareness seminar that is coming up as well. That's all ahead on this Monday. Let's begin now with what's in the news. And in the news, we're going to get into politics, of course, quite a bit in just a bit. It's a lot to talk about, and we will get to it in just a moment. But there is other stuff that is making the news. This came out on Friday. The unemployment rate dropping to 9.3%, falling from 10.8% the first quarter of the year to 9.3%. And so improvements in many areas there. And all the details in today's NASA Guardian. So that's promising, definitely. We talked about this quite a lot last week, and that barge that ran aground in Abaco, well, some people have been charged, as you heard earlier. Our TZ Davis writing about it. So police charged 3 men on Friday after the Brooklyn Bridge barge was looted after it ran aground in Abaco. Prosecutors allege that Darren Lightbourne, Faisal McIntosh, stole appliances, those who stole appliances and electronics valued at $500,000 from the barge. Meanwhile, Moselle Smith was also charged with receiving stolen appliances. They all pleaded not guilty when they appeared before Assistant Chief Magistrate Ancella Evans at the Marsh Harbor Magistrates Court. Bail was set at $30,000 each for Lightbourne and McIntosh, and Smith's bail was set at $7,000. Their trial is scheduled to begin January 21st next year. Will there be more? Because we saw a lot of people on boats, a lot of different people. But 3 so far charged with that. If you have something to say, you can give us a call, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Lots of people making excuses for the behavior that we saw that was deplorable, but let's see if we can justify it. Again, give us a call if you wish. This is a terrible story in the Tribune today. This is really heartbreaking. A U.S. driver forgot road rules that caused a fatal head-on crash in Abaco again. A pre-dawn school run in North Abaco ended in devastating loss on Friday when a head-on collision killed Monique Williams, a veteran preschool teacher, and her 13-year-old nephew, Terrence Williams. Wow, shattering a tight-knit family and sending shockwaves through Treasure Key. 53-year-old Williams was driving Terrence and another teenager to school along Essie Boodle Highway when her vehicle collided head-on with a Ford Excursion. The American couple in the SUV were reportedly en route to a bone fishing trip on Green Turtle Key. So they're reporting that Abaco journalist and pastor Silbert Mills reported that the visitors had missed their turn, doubled back, but forgot to stay on the, I guess it'd be on the left side of the road. And said it was their first time in the Bahamas. Wow. That is awful. Essie Boodle High School, where Terrence was an 8th grade student, dismissed students early. The third passenger, Kelsey Roll, remains in the hospital. Wow. The tragedy hit a family already bound tightly together. Williams's niece and Terrence's cousin said the loss was heartbreaking. Yeah, I can imagine. That's really rough. Condolences to everybody involved there. That is terrible. Man. And we do need to remember that we are a tourist destination, and we're going to have to do much better with the signage, reminding people to keep left, especially in the tourist hotspots. But my gosh. Wow. Okay, so as we move into the politics of the day, so this was important. This came out this was Friday, I believe it was. Parliamentary Commissioner Harrison Thompson saying that he will not remove Neil Campbell, the returning officer in the Golden Isles by-election. Not going to remove him from his post. The FNM had been calling for Campbell's removal after he revealed that he calls Prime Minister Philip Davis his adoptive father. In a letter dated November 21st to FNM Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands, Thompson wrote, quote, having looked at all the facts in this matter, including the fact that the Bahamas is a small country where it is difficult, if not impossible, to find people of any standing who are not connected with or in some way familiar with each other, and given the fact that I have had the opportunity to observe Mr. Campbell, a highly respected public officer, and his professional ethics for a considerable period of time, I do believe that Mr. Campbell will execute his public duties as returning officer, as he's done before, without fear or favor. I agree that the world is watching, and we must not be seen to penalize persons just because of who they are or know. In the circumstances, I have decided that Mr. Neil Campbell's appointment as returning officer will stand, and I am confident that we will have elections conducted with transparency and without bias. Now, the issue with Campbell, as you know, stemmed from a tense standoff at the end of the advanced poll on Monday last week. The FNM argued that party observers were not allowed to accompany the ballot box from the polling station to the Parliamentary Registration Department at the end of voting, something that was agreed upon earlier. When the van carrying the box attempted to leave the site, a sizable crowd of FNMs and members of the COI, the Coalition of Independents, stood in front of it, preventing it from leaving. Officials of the road traffic of the PRD, the Parliamentary Registration Department, reversed course and eventually allowed members from each party to accompany the box. During a press conference to address the matter on Tuesday, Campbell said when asked about claims he'd made previously as a campaign general for Davis that he calls the Prime Minister's adopted father, Campbell said his relationships cut across party lines, noting that FNM leader Michael Pintard is his cousin and that the FNM's candidate in Golden Isles, Brian Brown, is a childhood friend. The FNM said it was clear that Campbell is, quote, not a fit and proper person to serve in that capacity and should be removed. Sands sent that letter to Thompson asking that he be removed, and then Thompson, in response, said what he said, saying that's the end of it. And this is an interesting turn of events on the campaign trail where former Prime Minister Hubert Ingram pretty much said, this was all a bunch of noise, unnecessary hullabaloo, right? Saying that supporters need not be concerned about the returning officer, who the returning officer is, because there are too many guardrails in place for anyone to steal an election. Our Rachel Scott writing about that in today's Nassau Guardian. So this is Friday night, former Prime Minister Ingram saying that, quote, don't be focused on who the returning officer is. The returning officer has good reason why he calls Brave Daddy, and that's his business, although he said adoptive father, but that's fine. On election day, you focus on getting your voters out. Don't concern yourself over whether they can thief the election from you. You can't thief an election in the Bahamas. We've got too many guardrails, too many rules, and too many experienced people for that to happen. Be sure of that. You get your voters out, get your ballots in the box, get them counted. Don't concern yourself because an inexperienced returning officer messed up on the pre-polling day. Don't concern yourself with that because you know what the rules are and you make sure they are followed. You make sure they're followed. You've been well trained by the FNM as to what is to happen, and the PLPs are well trained, so ain't nobody at no poll could do nothing against you, and you've got the numbers. Again, that's former Prime Minister Hubert Ingram. So let's get your reaction to all that, folks. That needed to be said. Hopefully that will calm some people down. This was, as we discussed on the show quite a bit, it's hard to not be related to people in this place, but was that too close for comfort, though? Some of the things that Campbell said. We know him. He's a good guy, but is it too close for comfort? 323-6232, 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free. 242-300-5720. Tweet us. Facebook us. Text us. 422-4796. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Cousin Dwight. How are you?
Doing well. Good morning.
Well, we had a fun-filled weekend campaigning, eh? Everybody was doing well.
Who's we? Everybody what?
Well, the FNM, the PLB, the COI, everybody rallying up, man.
Oh, yeah? Okay, good.
Yeah. But listen, let me tell you something, right? After 50-plus years, Grammy boy here, we tired. The main people should be tired of the games that are being played on us, okay? And with Mr. Ingram's last landslide elections several years ago, I went on the fort. I was following Mr. Ingram, then me and Sea Red people was following Mr. Ingram. And the first thing came of Mr. Ingram out on that rally stage that night was my Haitian brothers and sisters. There are more of us than them. So coming now talking about to don't worry about who called who daddy. See Mr. Ingram them playing sleight of hand on the Bahamian people because he during that rally coined himself Papa.
And you sure you heard right there? I mean,
listen to me, Dwight. I was young then and I was vibrant. I was up in that crowd, but he coined himself Papa. You understand me? With a view that, I just had a baby, but that wasn't why he called himself Papa.
Grandbaby.
Now, Brave, who calls Brave Daddy in this country? No Bahamians call Brave Daddy.
We
call Brave Little Brave David.
You can't say that.
David.
You can't say what 400,000 people do. You cannot say that. You cannot speak for everybody.
Right?
And the billions in the world. Who knows who others outside of the Bahamas call them that too.
I understand your position. I want you to let me finish because I got some things to tell the Bahamian people because we tired of the nonsense. Dwight, I hail from Cat Island. That's where Brave come from, right? And all my life, I never nobody to call Brave no daddy. The only
you don't know everything. I don't know everything. Why would we know these things?
Yeah, but Dwight, I need to tell you from my perspective. Okay. There are some people out there called Brave Daddy, but I can almost guarantee you they ain't Bahamians. Because the person who
you can't say that either.
My yard.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
Right. I am only telling you from my perspective what I observed in my 62 years.
And we don't know what the Prime Minister meant. He might have meant see me as a mentor or adoptive father and look at me as a daddy. He might have meant that too. So we don't know
I'm
if
allowed to
actually.
give my opinion.
But we don't know what he meant. We don't know if he literally meant
to give my opinion
daddy.
Right?
But I mean, this is a dangerous opinion, and you're going down a very dark, dangerous road. You're looking for problems, and you're looking to cause those problems.
Okay. Let me ask you another question then. When you were small, and little fella come to weed your yard, what do you used to call you? Or what do you call mommy? Mommy, daddy, I beat for you. See,
this is you took the darkest turn on the dark road. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?
I am tired living. Me as a Bahamian, tired living like this. And I know better. I think I know better. I tired living like this, Dwight.
Okay.
You understand? We should all be tired living like this.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate your call. Words are very interesting. They could be lots of different things. Doesn't necessarily mean what you think. And often we cannot decipher what our politicians are saying. There's all kinds of double meanings and triple meanings sometimes. So, but hey, don't get hung up on it. Like Ingram saying, just do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free. 242-300-5720. Maybe callers from Cat Island and tell us what you know. I don't know. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
How are you doing, sir? Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Strachan, that guy is so totally lost. Mr. Strachan, you're a young guy. Mr. Strachan, the young guys in the street, they call two daddies. They say, what's up, daddy-o? What's up, daddy? But everybody before the Brave, as Daddy Brave. Like Ingram say, elections can't get...
You all like this everybody word. I don't know.
No, Mr.
Everybody, I don't know what everybody is.
No, Mr. Strachan. Mr. Strachan. Personally speaking, I never call nobody daddy or daddy-o. But that's a slang. I say that, Mr. Strachan, that's a slang. Everybody will tell you, people who really on the certain age bracket.
But that's not what the Prime Minister meant.
No, Mr. Strachan. He meant everybody's calling him daddy because certain reasons. I say, he nothing untoward. Mr. Strong, but everybody will tell you. You go wrong, Mr. Strong.
I think we can move on from this topic, though.
Yeah, Mr. Strong, but
this daddy thing, we had some fun on Friday, but it's time to let this one go.
Last time, Mr. Strong. Now, like Prime Minister Ingram said, elections can't be stolen. So I mean, it's very, very unfortunate that Mr. Pentard them changed stolen because, like he said, there's too much mechanism in place, and too much people have to be involved. Do you agree? Elections are in fair and square.
Yeah, they have been in the past, yes.
No, Mr. Strong, let's be careful. No, we all know on the rally stage, I mean, people say some things just to get the crowd anxious, but common sense dictate. There's still a general election in the Bahamas. You have too many people involved, Mr. Strong. Elections simple enough. Elections are ideas, policies, and principle.
Yeah.
Yes, sir?
Yeah, we get it. So let's ease up on the steel thing too. And Prime Minister Ingram was saying that for a reason for people to not be concerned about the wrong things. But this wasn't about that. This was about just the appearance. You related to everybody. That's a little uncomfortable. Not that you had any malicious intent or anything, So it wasn't about something tricky is going to go down. It wasn't about that. Just the appearance. Let's take another call. Good morning, call. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Strawn.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning to your guest. Yeah, Mr. Strawn, I wouldn't waste time on the mommy or daddy, right? But as it relates to GNM, I'm sick and tired of the mommy-daddy government. You know what I mean by that, right?
Not really.
To say it's being, well, that's how the government is counting. I guess your mommy and your daddy.
Okay.
I'm tired of being a slave, but what I wanted to get in, right, as for me and all of the limited, mindless political dupes, right? Dwight, for some reason, I don't believe in blind trust. I believe in God we trust, from the break to the dust, right? So what I'm saying is, for me, I'm not interested in what Mr. Ingram have to say I said either, even though he's a close friend of my father. But what I'm saying is, for me, panopticism is needed here. A panoramic, panoptic guideline, whereby we have cameras. I'm hearing all of these protocols. I don't know about the ideas. I know about policies and principles, right? They say the Bible says we're fighting against principalities. So what I'm saying is, we need cameras everywhere. And then I would be comfortable. I'm not interested in who's stealing. It is the oversight. So what I'm saying is, I don't care about words coming out of people's mouth or what they do or who evil or who nefarious. That doesn't matter to me. In the era of technological advancement, we need to have cameras everywhere. That is true panopticism. And the only person I can trust different from that is God Almighty. I can't be worried about who have the keys, who does the procedure, the protocols. Mom, Mr. Strong, come on. Humans are evil, and we need the camera. Just like the police need the camera, and we're getting scenes about what police are doing to people, and nothing is being on camera. That's what I need. Camera brings comfort. I'm not into what people have to say. Political dupes will be dupes. Give thanks.
Okay. All right. It's going to be a long week. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Are you there? Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi, good morning, Dwight, and good morning to your guest. I know who your guest is.
Just me for now. Deandra's on her way.
Okay, respect. Dwight, I want to say thank you for something, but I know we need to get off the daddy talk thing. But, I like 50, could be 55, God spare my life by Saturday, right?
Oh, wow. Okay. Happy birthday if I don't get to talk to you before then.
Yeah, thanks, man. But my point is that I get gray hair in my hair and stuff like that, and my face and stuff in my beard go when I don't catch a shave. And if I have to deal with people, like younger people than myself, they'll say dad to me, and I laugh like I don't feel like that, and I don't know, but I guess it's how if you look like you get the gray hair or you're older than them. Some of them will say dad, but I realize like the OGs, not the old guys, the other word, they normally like will call you daddy, like if you was the boss or you provide or they could get jobs from you or something. I even hear the leader of the incoming Prime Minister, Mr. Pentard, was saying he have more to say on why people calling certain people daddy. So we could wait to hear that. I don't want to say thank you, Dwight. I never thought about it this way. I never realized like when we are not supposed to talk about politics on election days and stuff like that, the papers don't stop bringing whatsoever news they bring in. And this morning, all the stuff you're reading is from the papers. I was thinking like today we wouldn't have been able to talk.
Well, remember now, we told you we had IRCA on a few weeks ago, and the broadcasters met with IRCA. We were part of committees. We go through the code that guides our conduct, and that came up.
Yeah.
And we challenged it, and they
what? Wait, you serious? And that ain't new? That been on the news? You also talk about it?
We've had IRCA on to explain the changes, and so you're allowed to express opinions.
What?
On we can't talk about polls, and we cannot. There are no ads. You won't hear any ads today.
Okay.
But we will discuss today, and we have a panel together.
Dwight, hold on, Dwight.
Because they recognize that we are a maturing country. That we're not children.
Yes.
And that Bahamians can hear people discussing something and will not be influenced.
This was the Guardian reporter. People like you. I don't know if any other radio stations.
Many of the broadcasters recognize that this was antiquated.
And you was talking about, you look at, and Dwight, that's big news, yeah. So I just want to say thanks, and then it make me to realize if the papers could do it, we supposed to be able to do it too. So you say
and social media. Social media does it too.
Things.
Yes.
I hope the other talk show hosts them here what the boss say.
They know the rules. They know the rules. Yes. Thank you very much. Yeah. So democracy. We are a maturing country. We aren't 5-year-old children. So welcome to 2025, everybody. Yes. It's a great day. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Hi. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Who's your co-host?
Deandra's on her way. Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's there?
Okay, you have something to say, ma'am? Just get right into it.
Okay. Listen, I was at that rally on Friday night, and let me tell you something here. It was a serious, total riot. Okay? And Papa is back, and Papa is Papa, right? And all he did was, it was a joking. He drew an illustration to say, well, okay, Daddy, this and all of that. Okay? A man, and he was not like on no this side. He said it. He said, you cannot steal this election. He said it. You can't. All right, because of the things in place. You can't steal it. Okay? Even if they take them boxes and they go in the car.
I mean, did people really think that was going to happen? Did anyone anyone think that was going to happen?
Anyway, here's what I'm saying, right? Mm-hmm. Papa, we love you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Well, were all the people in red there voters for Golden Isles? I don't know. All right. So what does that mean? What does it mean? All right. Final few calls before we take a break. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free. 242-300-5720. Don't make us regret getting the rules changed. Don't make us regret it, because maybe we should have been talking about pumpkin pie recipes or something. Anyway. Caller, you're on the air.
Good morning. How you doing?
Doing well.
It always amuses me when I hear Bahamians talk about like the foolishness and the distractions, right? But this Papa and Daddy talking all this foolishness. Ingram and Brave and Perry and all of his good friends. You see what I'm saying? And it's like they know the ignorance of their audience, so they have this distraction where they clown around and talk bad of each other and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like it's your turn to make the money, and my turn to make the money. It's your turn. It's like they just playing a game with the BM people, and the BM people are so gullible for the most part. But they just let them do it over and over and over. And it's like the candidate for the Golden House constituency, right? One of their parties in office now, right? And he can say, oh, you should be tired of the false promises. You should be tired of the unkept, things that you're supposed to do and whatever. I'm like, bro, you're a party in office now. What you talking about? And people are like, yeah. It's like, it's just ridiculous. The amount of insanity and the amount of ignorance that happens in our country. And that's why things never change. We never have Freedom of Information Act. Crime is always out of control. It's like things never change because Bahamians, for the most part, fall for the fun and games and just ignorant talk that these politicians put on them. But hey, they say when you see a donkey, just continue riding it. That's my comment. Thanks.
Wow. Okay. All right. One final call, and we got some messages as we go to the break. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning. Yeah, 2 points. That last lady who called before, the gentleman is now. I tell her that see a red don't make that. That don't mean nothing. Some people don't even live in the area. And number 2, I asked them that strip by Fade Avenue, I guess they call it Fade Avenue South, if they can move all them paraphernalia from off them lamp pole on the side of the road when they finish it, because they need to shoot them, but later on.
Oh, okay.
All of them.
Oh, okay. You said Sue? You said
Sue them for
Sue.
for
Okay, because I heard something else. Thank you. Good. Sue.
No, okay.
Okay. Oh boy, this. Let's read some text messages. This person says, "Since I'm related to my dog, it's okay to tell a visitor to my yard, come in, he won't bite." It's too early on a Monday for me to understand, but okay. The FNM is sending mixed messages to their voter base. Dr. Sand said last week that the returning officer, can't be trusted, and this is a concern. And now Papa comes and says, do not concern yourself with the issue. Which is it? Should we or should we not be concerned? He didn't say he can't be trusted, Sands. He said this is a conflict of interest. Doesn't necessarily mean that. This person says it is too close for comfort. To whom does he, the presiding officer, that is, feel more compelled to give his lawyer? Why does that have to come up? You're there to make sure people do what they're supposed to do and put their vote in the ballot and take the box and put it over there. What do you mean? Why would that come up? You surely don't know nothing about the 87-92 general elections in this country. Hugh Ingram then accused the then Pinling government of trying to steal. Yeah, he's not talking about that. He's talking about everything that's happened since then. Right? Since then, we know about the challenges before. But he's saying since then, the place has changed quite a bit. It's definitely not like 1987 anymore. Although some people wish it were. This person says that Grammy Boy is correct. He is onto something. Who calls people mammy and daddy? Oh, my goodness. Okay. Please, let's move on from this distraction. I agree. Who brought it up? I wasn't. Anyway. Well, maybe I did. Sure. What is wrong with the other people calling him daddy? Why are we all nitpicking? Please continue to tell Grammy Boy his opinion is his opinion. Why are some of these pundits think they have the right to speak for others? Tell them speak for themselves. And the hearsay thing is very dangerous. Right? Unless you heard it yourself. And make sure you heard it correctly. This person says they're pin-tard and the FNM can't talk about daddy because he wants to give all the baby mamas... Oh, boy. Maybe we should talk about Thanksgiving dinner. This is going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. We take one more call, yeah? And then we got to go to the break. Caller, you got the final word. Make it good, please.
Hey, good morning.
Hi.
I'm glad that the laws has changed so that y'all can do it. So radio and the broadcast media could have conversations pertaining to the election on the election day.
Hopefully we don't regret it.
Well, of course, we have some people who go otherwise, but you can't duck that. But that's part of the business. And also the thing with stealing the election. I mean, the Prime Minister said the same thing what Mr. Ingram said. But the checks and balances are there. I think, unfortunately, politics is about riling up people. So in order to get your supporters riled up, you have to create some suspicion, some boogeyman. They do it in the States. Donald Trump, that's how he became the president of the United States. Boogeyman stealing the election. And unfortunately, you ask if supporters believe that. People believe all kind of things. Even things with you. Who don't even know you. They believe something bad about you before they believe something good, especially if they don't like you. So that's our bubble we facing.
Absolutely.
But stealing an election is very hard in the Bahamas. Even some of the candidates don't even know the procedure. Some of the candidates who run for all these various political bodies, they never read the laws pertaining to the election. They never read the Constitution to even know what's supposed to happen. They rely on their so-called advisors and the party generals and the party apparatus to tell them what's supposed to happen. They would never pick up the law or go online and read the law, because all the law is accessible to everybody now. There's no excuse for nobody knowing what the law says, especially if you want to be a member of parliament. There's no excuse for not knowing what the law says.
Yeah.
So all the ruckus is just rally. That's why they call them rallies, to rile the people up, okay, to get you riled up, just talking fool. You believe in stupidness, And especially if you don't like somebody, and the other person, for no particular reason, just because they are not supporting the party that you support, they believe the worst with you before they believe something positive.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Messages as we go to the break. This one says, in light of the close ties to one another, we need cameras to cover every move. Nothing is more trusting than a real-time camera. What's wrong with the camera? Okay. And that's the same thing Rick Fox is apparently saying as well. This person's saying, what has changed since 1987 other than the indelible ink? Also, a lot of people are not afraid to say something is wrong. Speak out, and they're not afraid to protest and carry on. That has changed a whole heck of a lot. And there are more safeguards as well, but the people aren't going to sit back and allow anything that looks suspicious to happen. That's changed. Can't say that was the case back then. All right, we're going to take a break and be back. We've got a little debate coming up on this by-election Monday. Stay tuned.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
AP News, I'm Marcela Sanchez. Senior officials are offering few details on negotiations on U.S. proposals to end the Russia-Ukraine war. AP correspondent Charles de Ledesma has more.
Europe's welcomed what officials say are steps in the right direction at talks in Geneva on US peace proposals, seen as heavily favouring Russia. But they warn discussions still have a long way to go. Finnish President Alexander Stubb wrote on social platform X about Sunday's meeting in Switzerland. The negotiations, he says, are a step forward, but there's still major issues which remain to be solved. The talks went over a 28-point peace proposal presented last week by the US that triggered alarm in Kyiv and European capitals by heavily favouring Moscow's demands. The surprise emergence of the peace plan has coincided with a bleak period for Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, with the war less than 3 months shy of its 4th anniversary. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
A woman from Wisconsin who admitted to nearly stabbing a classmate to death at age 12 to please the online horror character Slender Man has been found in Illinois. 23-year-old Morgan Geyser had cut off her electronic monitoring device and left a group home, according to authorities. Donald Glover, known to his fans as Childish Gambino, opened up about his recent health scare that forced him to cancel his tour last year. During a performance Saturday night, he told the audience a doctor told him he had suffered from a stroke. At the time, he had described it as an ailment. 50 school children abducted from a Catholic school in Nigeria have escaped. More than 250 school children and 12 teachers remain missing. No group immediately claimed responsibility. More information at apnews.com. This is AP News. Yale has become the first ever Ivy League school to clinch a football postseason berth.
After routing rival Harvard 45-28 in the 141st playing of the game at the Yale Bowl. Coach Tony Reno's team secured the Ivy League's first ever automatic bid to NCAA FCS postseason play, which the league had previously prohibited. Yale QB and coach's son Dante Reno threw 3 touchdowns.
This is one of the most historic programs in the country, in the world, so to go out here and do something that nobody has ever done with an opportunity to do it. And we knew all the chips were stacked against us. We knew nobody picked us to win this game, but we didn't really care.
The 8-2 Bulldogs also secured a share of the Ivy League title with the 9-1 Crimson, led by Coach Andrew Orrick.
If my guys are going to play as hard as they did and fight till the end, I'm going to use every second we have on that clock to try to go win that game.
Yale leads the all-time series with 72 wins, 61 losses, and 8 ties. Gethin Coolbaugh, New Haven, Connecticut.
And I'm Marcela Sanchez, AP News.
Got your first look at traffic brought to you by RBC. With RBC, your ideas happen here. In your real-time traffic, we've got a number of hotspots for you. We've got some heavy traffic in a number of areas, like Blue Hill Road, from St. Vincent straight through to Independence Drive, especially near Carmichael. You'll see that heavy northbound traffic for you. It's going to pick up again north of Soldier Road on the way to that roundabout with Independence Drive. Independence Drive seeing some heavy traffic westbound towards that Blue Hill Road roundabout. East Street, north and south of the Soldier Road intersection, seeing some slow-moving northbound traffic as well, especially the closer you get to the East Street and Independence Drive East-West Highway roundabout, and again on the way to the intersection with Robinson Road. Over on Milo Butler Highway, heavy traffic for you from Fire Trail straight up to Tonic Williams-Darling Highway if you're heading northbound. And pockets along Prince Charles Drive at the major intersections, especially Fox Hill Road and Beatrice Avenue, and again Soldier Road into Robinson Road, very slow-moving westbound traffic, pretty much up to Old Trail and Marathon Road. Soldier Road's going to be busy for you as well, northbound near Bernard, Wolf, and Village Road. And Village Road between Eastern Road and Shirley Street, heavy traffic for you both directions right now. You're seeing that. Elsewhere, we've got some building traffic on West Bay Street near Saunders Beach, and that's eastbound near the roundabout with New Providence Highway. That's your real-time traffic and your Morning Blend traffic alert brought to you by RBC. With RBC, your goals happen here. Got another check of your weather. Right now, we are experiencing a weakening frontal boundary just north of the Bahamas. That's going to support a few showers across the northern islands, while a weak low-pressure trough across the southern Bahamas will help to enhance chances for shower activity over that area. That front's going to lift northwards tonight as the trough further weakens. High pressure will build across the country through Wednesday. Then another stronger front is expected to push in by Friday, and that's going to spark a few showers along the boundary. Strong high pressure will build across the area behind the front, and that's going to bring fresh to occasionally strong breezes into the weekend and early next week for the first week in December. Today, look for a mix of sun and clouds for the extreme northern islands. Partly to mostly sunny conditions. Turning fair tonight for the rest of the country. Slightly elevated chances for rain in the southeast Bahamas. High temperatures around 84, 85 Fahrenheit, 29 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight in the low to mid-60s for the extreme northern islands and the rest of the northwest Bahamas. Around 66 for the central and southeast Bahamas. In your extended outlook, again, partly sunny during the day, becoming fair at night. For Wednesday, pretty much the same for Thursday. Partly cloudy by Friday across the northern and northwest Bahamas as that front moves through. That's your Morning Blend weather check. We'll have a closer look at the tropics in our next weather check in the 8 o'clock hour. We'll be back after these messages here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Mommy, are you writing to Santa too?
You have Santa. I have CIBC Caribbean. CIBC has sweetened the season so you can bring your holiday dreams to life and wrap a new home or land with incredible cashback deals. Plus, your approved loan gives you a chance to win up to US $5,000. Apply now at www.cibccaribbean.com/sweeten the season. Terms and conditions apply.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the Know-How team at 396-1101.
Unwrap the gift of style with Nassau Tile's Holiday Warm-Up event from November 17th to 29th. Now is the time to beat the holiday rush with savings so hot you'll feel the cheer. Save 20% off store-wide on all tile, setting materials, backsplashes, mosaics, trims, and more. Gobble up even more savings on selected net items. Shop the Holiday Warm-Up event at Nassau Tile for a feast of savings. Visit our showroom on Dodgewell Street or call 322-2100 to check off your holiday style wish list today.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. for affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance. Visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
The wait is over. The all-electric Geely Radara pickup is back at Easy Car Sales. Choose from 5 all-new 2026 models, complete with dual cab comfort, impressive cargo space, great towing ability, and tech features straight from the future. The perfect pickup for both work and play is 100% electric elegance, complete with factory warranty. Arrange a test drive before December 8th for a chance to win an Everything Christmas box. Visit easy242.com or call 461-0100 to get started.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan with Deandra Cartwright. Good morning, Deandra.
Good morning, Dwight.
All right, so we're doing as you heard. Yes, we talked about it. We had Irk on a few weeks ago. Things are a little different now. We broadcasters have come together, and Irka, we've all agreed to change the code of practice, and so you can now on election days, because we are a mature nation, have discussions about elections. You won't hear any ads today. I guess was asking if the liquor stores is still. That's a different rule. Irka is not related. They don't have any decisions. They don't make decisions about that.
No one discussed that, Dwight.
But I'm sure the liquor stores will still. We can't do anything about it. The liquor stores in the constituency, I don't think would be open. But this is a very tiny island. But anyway, hopefully people will wait till after they vote. But we're gonna have a little discussion today. With some, I guess, party supporters, and they will share their views on how this is looking and what we are going to expect 12 hours from now. What will we be hearing here? Boy, will it be earlier? Will we know earlier? We've got Kyle Dean and Mandel Miller with us. Good morning, gentlemen. Great to have you with us. You can tell us if you want to declare that you are who you pull for, you represent, what's going on, your position, your roles. Kyle, you want to begin?
Yeah, so good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Ms. Cartwright and Mandel. It's a pleasure to be here. Everybody knows I am an avid PLP supporter. I've been a PLP supporter from I was a teenager. It's great to be on with Mandel, whom I believe is a good person. Even though we have tense conversations, I believe.
Look like it started out there
already. Yeah. We were having just good rivalry, and we were talking politics and some other stuff outside of politics. And I believe it's very important that as a people, as Bahamians, we are able to conversate respectfully, and because at the end of the day, after this today, we all have one thing in common. Well, two things. One, we are all Bahamians, and two, we all want the best for our country for generations to come.
Yeah, all right. Mandel Miller.
Good morning, Dwight. It's an esteemed pleasure to be here on Morning Blend. I must say I found my voice at The Guardian, but never had the esteemed privileges of being on Morning Blend.
You've been on before.
Have I?
At least, yeah, at least twice.
I'm a real Morning Blend caller now. But
yes, you call a lot, but you've been on. Not in a political capacity.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how we met.
On Morning Blend. Yes.
Oh, should you be part of this discussion?
This is Morning Blend, like nobody morning starts and stops without Morning Blend.
Okay.
Like
this is Morning Blend.
So he's in political mode already.
I tell you, this is how he's gonna talk about the F&M. You're here to
No, but I'm delighted to be here, and I didn't know what capacity that when you reached out, Dwight, and it's good to hear that you guys, you and Urker, those y'all met, and we could actually have these conversations. Because I was trying to figure out, like, what is the day gonna be like on the talk shows? Like, what are they gonna be saying? What are they gonna be doing? Are they gonna be talking about everything else other than the by-election?
Not now. It's 2025. We are live, and we've woken up, I guess. So we're gonna have a great discussion when we get back after the news. Stay with us.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas. This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan with the Andrew Cartwright. And as we introduce you to our guests before the break, Kyle Dean, Mandel Miller. Mandel, did you declare that you are here as an F&M supporter?
Yes, I think
yeah. And we've got a third member for our panel today. He was here a while back when we were talking about the U.S. elections and his predictions. It wasn't just a feeling. He had it down to a science on who would win, as he predicted accurately that Trump would take it. And again, it wasn't just a hunch. It was based on all manner of things, science. And he's back with us. We'll see if he can apply that to this today. McMahon Campbell, good to have you with us again. Pull that mic down.
Thank you so much.
All right. So you're not representing any party. You're just here as a scientist. What? not today. Not today. Not today.
McMahon said again, the third term.
Oh boy. All right. So where do we begin? What do you make of what we've been seeing leading up to this day? There's been a lot of drama with the advance poll, and over the weekend, everybody getting their last rallies in. Some interesting things have been said. What do you make of everything up to this point? Kyle, you want to begin?
Well, I'll begin. Firstly, those rallies were rather interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I had an opportunity to listen to the F&M. I listened to the COI for a bit. And I made some pass through. I wanted to see how the crowds were looking. The PLP had a very good crowd. In my estimation, they had the biggest crowd.
You would say that, though? No?
Well, it is expected for me to say, but, I just given a realistic outlook. The COI rally, in my opinion, they had a very hype moderator, Miss Charmaine Adderley. I think she was hype. I watched it. When I compared the three candidates when they mounted the stage, in my estimation, the COI candidate is not exciting at all. He's not charismatic. And I believe that it is important for a politician to have some kind of the ability to finesse, some level of finesse to them. And I don't think he has that. And I think that is going to translate the votes for him.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
you think the other candidates have it?
Well, Darren Pickstock is exciting, in my opinion. and then the F&M Brian Brown, he has a bit of excitement to him. You could see the charisma, and I believe that is what makes the elections and the campaigns, worth being involved. And when the candidates are excited, there's a fight on the ground because everybody's excited, everybody's charismatic. And so I believe that ultimately, Darren Pickstock has what it takes to pull out the win tonight. Both candidates all of the candidates have been putting in work on the ground, but, I remain committed and that the Lord will ensure that Darren Pickstock has pulled through. But I wanted to make mention about Hubert Ingram. I believe that he was the most exciting part of the F&M's rally. And it is very strange that they had this narrative going on about the returning officer trying to push a narrative of apparent corruption out there in the process. And then their leader, Hubert Ingram, comes out on the...
Former leader.
The former leader. Sorry. The former leader comes out and say, y'all wasting your time.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot steal an election. But that was a narrative they were pushing all week to try to sway voters. So Ingram comes out and say, come on, man. I won election when the PLP was at its height and at its most, what he estimated to be in a powerful position. The PLP had won it under Christie when I was strong.
Mm-hmm.
And we have been back and forth, F&M, PLP, F&M, and PLP. So if this has happened, and the PLP has won it from the UBP when the UBP was strong, so why today is this hysteria about stealing elections when all of these factors are at play?
Yeah.
And one of the other things that he said that was rather interesting to me was everybody calls me Papa, right? And rightfully so. We have gotten used to the term, calling him Papa. And then one of the most interesting things he said is, I told Brian Brown not to contest this by-election. Wait for the big dance. That, to me, was interesting because he had told the F&M not to contest the West End by-election, and they ended up losing.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, the F&M's former leader, Hubert Ingram, came and totally knocked them off of their narrative. He totally just crushed it all.
All right, let's get Mandel Miller to respond to that. And there's something you said, Kyle. We'll come back to that in a bit. But what do you think? Do you agree with Kyle Dean there that Ingram was the most exciting part of the whole campaign so far?
I think it wasn't really Mr. Ingram per se what was the most exciting part of it. If it was in Kyle's context, I think what he's trying to speak to is a lot of people, Bahamians in general, were excited to see how the F&M were gonna neutralize or respond to the whole daddy comment that was made. And so when persons saw the graphic came out that said the real Papa reach and Ingram responds, I mean, like, come on. You go anywhere in the food store and you see Mr. Ingram, he's polarizing to some degree. And so seeing that graphic about the real Papa reach, like, in most cases, the media even knows. Dwight can attest to when Mr. Ingram shows up, you're wondering, what is he gonna say? Mm-hmm. And so when you see someone say the real Papa reach, you're expecting that Papa's gonna say something, and the first words out of his mouth is, I hear somebody talking about daddy, but tell him the real Papa reach. Mm-hmm. And I think that was the excitement for Bahamians, and it's something that I believe we enjoy in our politics. We look for those thrills and those moments where that rile us up and the combativeness. And so I believe that was some of it. And I'm delighted to see that Mr. Ingram is still fit to get into the fray and do his thing on stage. He looked like he didn't even want to leave the stage almost. Mm-hmm. But it was good. And down there in Golden Isles, for me, I've lived in Golden Isles longer than Brian has been living in Golden Isles. Mm-hmm. I've had the good fortune of being Brian's neighbor. And I remember when Brian moved into Golden Isles, he had this dominating spirit. When he came in immediately, I was about 14 or 16. So I'm 40 now. That's how long Brian has been there. Mm-hmm. And I remember vividly saying, this tourist do this? He trying to take over the community.
Right, so we can't make this sound like an ad because advertising is not allowed
Uh-huh.
today. But so,
And
so you live in the constituency.
My homestead is in the constituency of Golden Isles.
Are you voting? Did you vote? Or you won't be voting?
No, I won't
You
be
can't
voting.
vote.
No.
Okay.
But the point that I want to make is that being there and seeing how the community has been like responding to his leadership over the years outside of politics. As I maneuvered through the community during this whole campaigning season, I've heard people like, it's not about the F&M. It's not about just the PLP. It's about the kind of representation that we want as a people now. And I think that's going to translate across constituencies as we get ready for the general election.
All right, now that's the point. That Kyle said something like that, and I wanted to get back to it. I mean, does it seem like it's about the person, or is it really just about the party? And I don't know.
Dwight, in Golden Isles, I'm telling you without a shadow of a doubt, and I've told this to F&Ms as late as last night and as early as this morning, this is more about Brian Brown than it is about the F&M. And I've heard even.
I mean, this is the way it should be.
I've heard
right?
PLP
but
say
is
this.
it really going to be this way?
I've heard
before we get to
PLP say
McMahon, before we get to McMahon, what do you say really quickly? Because it seems like it's party.
So let me say this. Brian Brown has centered a campaign around himself.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that was a strategy because the F&M machinery right now isn't able or wouldn't be viable to contest an election.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
And so I've seen the campaign of Brian Brown centered around strictly Brian Brown for that reason. You don't want to involve a party at the present state when people may be disenfranchised with the F&M and it ends up costing you at the polls. So I don't think that is a bad strategy.
Mm-hmm.
However, what we must understand is you could have good candidates, but if your party base is unhappy, if your party base is shaken, everybody knows when the foundation of a house is not good, the entire structure can't stand. So you could have the best furniture, you could have the best roof, you could have the best painting, but your foundation have to be intact. I believe the PLP has a strong foundation.
Mandel, is there evidence to support that? Like what he's saying? I mean, is it a shaky foundation for the F&M?
But you understand what I'm saying, right?
No, I understand what you're saying. I hope you understand what you're saying.
So the PLP has a strong foundation and it has a good candidate, and that is the recipe for success at the polls.
If I may, Kyle, in Golden Isles, I may not live there currently, but that is my homestead, like I just said. And in Golden Isles, we ain't picking six and we ain't picking stock. We are going with Brian Brown. Like real talk.
You're not rolling with road,
Even Lincoln himself said that they get with Brian Brown.
Let's get scientist McMahon Campbell in here. What's your views? I saw your eyes light up when both of them said something. What do you make of how this is going so far? Get a little closer to the mic for us.
One of the things I think what we have to take in consideration is the reality is this is not about Brian Brown. It's not about Darren Pitstock, right? This is the first, I think the Prime Minister has one of the best gifts you could always get. How can I see myself performing in a general election before an election? Okay? What we witnessed in 2021 was a very low voter turnout rate. The question we still have to ask ourselves is, what is the country, not the F&M base or the PLP base? Where did we go wrong with the country? If you all notice something, we never went back to Clifford Park for F&M or PLP. We never went back to Independence Park. There's a disconnect now with the everyday Bahamian and these political parties. This election, West End and Bimini, F&M didn't have a chance because that's a PLP stronghold under the circumstances on how the minister passed away. Golden Isles is a part of the Carmichael Corridor is what I call it. That's the heartland of the Bahamas. They go with the Prime Minister. This is the first time now, I think now the Prime Minister has the opportunity to see what he was doing for the past 4 years. Is it working? The leader of the opposition has now to see, am I resonating with the base? The reality is there's a gap. Late Vaughan Miller was an MP as an F&M and as a PLP. Same constituency. It goes to show you that persons move with how they feel. I think what's going to happen is the margin of defeat and the margin of victory. That's the determination. You remember this happened with the late Lyndon Oscar Pillen and Hubert Ingram. He was the late Prime Minister was at his peak in Marco City. He told the country, this guy is an interim leader. He's a rookie, but he lost his seat. He never had it, but he didn't win it. That's when the FNM knew they had momentum. The PLP understood, we have a chance now to pivot. I think fast forward now, some 20 plus years later, the Prime Minister has the same opportunity. He has basically a horoscope, or he could see for himself if the policies that I'm putting in place, is it working? Because Golden Isles has migrants, they have everyday Bahamians, they have hardworking Bahamians, they have retired Bahamians. That's where everybody is. That whole Carmichael corridor, that's the heartland. So I think this election tonight, we can't say if you win by 50 or 100 because we don't know if the voter turnout would not be great. But look at the percentage of the win. If that percentage is between 5 and 10% win for the Progressive Liberal Party, they're going to go back to the war room. They can make some changes because now they realize this is too close for comfort.
All right, so obviously you feel a lot is riding on this for both of the major parties.
I mean a lot, but not just for the political parties, but also for the civility of politics. You know, we don't know. I mean, the question we all have, I have, is will Bahamians return back to that high voter turnout rate in the next general election? Because if that doesn't happen, we have a problem in this country. Because that means elections now at this point will be going to the highest bidder.
Oh boy.
You know, so right now, this election, whether we like it or not, is solely based around the base of both parties. I don't think the independents are riled up enough to say, come out. It's a Monday. I go into work. You know, and like I always tell people, like when we was in the United States, my campaign manager said something. She says, when you start talking about campaign ideas, you have to remember, people dealing with death in their family, people dealing with losing loved ones, light being off, everyday drama. If you can't pass into that person's mind, guess what? It's gone, it's done. And I hope we don't get to that point here in the Bahamas, where people say, yeah, I hear the rallies going on, but I got to get to work. Life just ain't the same no more as it used to be.
Wow.
You know?
Well, you mentioned it, Kyle, a caller mentioned it. There's a sea of red, sea of blue, sea of gold, everything. What does it mean? Are these people who actually live in the constituents? Are these people who are actually able to vote?
You know, Dwight, that was my ultimate concern with Golden Isles, being someone that lived down there. When this whole by-election campaign started, I said, I think Golden Isles is a place where don't show their colors. Golden Isles is predominantly, in my opinion, other than the migrants that are, like McMahon say, which is that Bacardi Road, Cowpen Road sector. Further west of there, it's mostly middle class, retired people, upper class echelon. And so Golden Isles is a very funny constituency. But like McMahon say, it's been with both the FNM and the PLP. Now the concern remains voter apathy. Are voters engaged to the point that, hey, I'm going out to vote? Because like I said to you, are the persons who did not vote last election riled up to vote in this by-election, the next general election? Here in New Providence, almost every constituency, there were about 2,000 plus persons that did not vote. So in Golden Isles, which is, I think, the largest constituency, 7,900 voters, you have at least about 2,500 plus persons that did not vote, that have not voted in the last 8 to 9 years.
Wow.
And so I believe that the dynamics in Golden Isles is much different from any constituency, especially going into this by-election, where persons have had the opportunity to experience Mr. Vaughn Miller as an FNM, experience him as a PLP. They've only experienced Byron as a resident living in Golden Isles. And I think from what I'm seeing is that this man has been with us for so long and has not left us. And so it's like, this is our best shot right here for representation. I'm seeing it come down to representation. I know Dwight, in terms of Dwight lives here with me. When hurricane time and I look outside, it's Dwight who out there saying, boy, your roof's still good and this and that. That's the kind of representation that people are starting to desire at the constituency level in their communities, someone who can relate to them.
Yeah.
Well, let me say this. I believe that it is a very flawed narrative to say that because someone lives in an area, they'll make the best representative. I believe that the FNM should try to move away from that. This by-election is a litmus test. If the PLP wins, that it would mean that the opposition has yet to resonate with the voters of the country. Like McMahon says, if the PLP wins by a tight margin, then we're going to have to pivot because that southwestern corridor is a diverse set of people, and that oftentimes ultimately determines, an election.
And if they lose, if the PLP loses, what will that mean?
If the PLP
still has another shot.
If the PLP loses, it's an opportunity to pivot. The reality is elections were called September 2021, right? So we still have time. The government still has time to work. The government still has time to pivot. However, if the FNM loses again and they lose by a big margin, it would mean that, it would be best going to an early election. Because if the opposition has yet to resonate to put a dent into the voting population, that means they're not prepared to win the general election. And one of the things that I want to note is that year after year, I was in the parliamentary registrar's office and I was watching the voters. They have this post on the wall on Harold Road. It's on Harold Road now. In this election, this amount of voters turned out. In that election, and I was just going down the line. I say, wow, you could see a steady decline in the voters' turnout. And that to me, that's a tragedy to me. Because one, that means politicians have to work harder to engage people. And two, it is beginning to show that that there's a serious disconnect with the everyday matters of life and the way politicians respond to what people are faced with every day.
Yeah.
And I believe that after this by-election, this is going to be a wake-up call for everybody. Get on the ground, pivot, and begin to reconnect and to connect properly with the voters out there.
Speaking to that, Dwight, in terms of just voter empathy, 283 people in the advance poll in a constituency where you have 7,900 voters. I expected far more in terms of registered persons in the advance poll.
Why?
Again, thinking back on the amount of people that did not vote in the last election, that maybe amped up the vote. And this is my hope as a nationalist in terms of understanding that, like Kyle said, when you look on the wall and you see voter turnout and you see a steady decline, any leader that truly has the development of the country at heart and not just saying their own political will, but really true development, democracy, would be concerned to see that voter turnout in our country is just slipping away and there are no conversations about how do we re-engage our voter base.
But does it really mean anything?
Just getting a
with the
voter's
advance
card.
poll vote, does it really mean anything? I mean, it's less chaotic to vote today in many ways than it is in the advance poll.
For me, it means something. Why? Because I'm thinking if advance poll is normally for the elderly, law enforcement officers and so forth, but predominantly more so the elderly. And so if a number of people who it would be less chaotic for them to get to the polls on advance poll day didn't vote, what's the chances of them coming out on the actual voting day?
McMahon,
and so I'm hoping that that number itself was in a play on low voter turnout. I'm really hoping so. Because I do know some senior persons that will vote today that did not vote in advance poll. So I'm hoping that it just balances out some kind of way. I really don't want to see a low voter turnout in the Golden Isles by-election that spells low voter turnout across the country in the next general election.
Let me
go ahead, McMahon.
Get into that mic there. Mm-hmm.
No, sorry. I thought McMahon was going to catch what I was about to say because, we're talking about the recurrence of low voter turnout, which has been happening for quite some time. And I think you're about to say, because I believe we're on the same wavelength at this particular point, what has changed? Yeah. What has changed inside our society to encourage voters to actually get out there? Now, you may have some folks who may have different thoughts or whatnot. And I hear you when you're talking about nationalism and that maybe they didn't vote the last time, they want to get out there. But why would they want to? You yourself said, and we were discussing earlier, that the average Bahamian has so many things going on. McMahon literally went into detail about this, and Dwight and I mentioned this on a regular on this show. The average Bahamian is trying to get to work, trying to pay their bills and things like that, taking an hour off of a job that pays them by the hour, they're barely making it by. So that's an economic stance. And literally when you see the repetition of the same thing year after year after year, it almost means it comes across to a lot of Bahamians, why even try? Why should I take the time out to do it? And furthermore, you yourself, I believe, said, and correct me if I'm wrong, because there's a lot of conversation happening, but the parties have not been necessarily undertaking campaigns to get people out to vote. It's to get them out to vote for particular persons, which is a completely different campaign.
Well, let me. I just want to touch on something that he said and Ms. Cartwright said. One, this low voter turnout is not unique to the Bahamas. When I looked at the elections across the Caribbean, the latest election was Jamaica. They had the lowest voter turnout that Jamaica's had in its history of voting.
They always low.
So I believe that people around the world are becoming disenfranchised with voting, and I believe that the main cause of it is the economics. Right, cost of living going up, which is
Put a pin right in there for me 1 sec. Right, we had this discussion. Some of my friends in India, we had this discussion. Voter turnout rate has spiked in some countries that they didn't expect. Right, and Dwight might like to hear this, but the conservative movement has created this resurgence. Right? Hold on. But see, the discussion has been, okay, we been working. We been doing this. We live by the rules. You all tell us get educated. Something just ain't working. You heard what Kamala Prasad Pasesa said. Trinidad and Tobago has a crime problem. Mm-hmm. She went on the campaign trail. She said, what? Load up your matic. Right? See, people are exhausted of you trying to tell us, see, stop telling me what has to be done. And listen to us so we can tell you what has to be done. Mm-hmm. Trump went to Nevada, said no tax on tips. They never heard that before. The new prime minister in Japan, what does she say? We are not here to take care of other nations in our country. It woke the base up. Even you go to Pierre Paul Vieira, he thought he had it in Canada. People say, you know what? We are anti-Trump in Canada. Even though Trump was pulling for him, guess what happened? He caused the Liberals to rise up in Canada and vote the Conservatives out. The reality is, I think in our country, persons between the ages of 28 and 45, I call it the sandwich generation, meaning that you have nowhere to go. You're stuck. Yeah. You're stuck. We're the generation who were told to get an education, be decent, get a nice house. You get all those things, and guess what happens? You don't have no income. Because you have to still wait in the line.
Or you can barely get them.
You barely get them. Mm-hmm. Even as a married couple, you can't even get them. So I think what the world has been waiting on is, how can we limit the size of government? How can we give more to the people? And I think that's where you see those voter turnout rates. I mean, for example, in the United States, college voters broke all-time records. Mm-hmm. College voters normally tend to vote liberal, but they went conservative. You see? So I think what Cartwright was talking about earlier is, how can messages resonate that we could believe in and understand.
Yeah, that's a very serious point. You're not hearing people say, go out and register, go out and register. Not often enough. Definitely not.
But not only go out and register, but like
Sorry, if I could just add right there, it's not that we're not hearing it, but it's also in the ways that are effective to reach the different types of audiences.
Yeah.
Because I will say the Parliamentary Registry has been very keen on getting their notices out in the paper. You hear randomly on the radio, whatnot, but which person is listening? No offense, we're on radio right now. But to say when those ads are coming out, those are 8 o'clock at night, random times, so whatnot. We're not using the different types of mediums effectively.
All right, we've got to take a break. Callers, I see you coming. We're going to get to you. Hold on, please. We're going to get to everybody. We're talking with Kyle Dean, Mandel Miller, and McMahon Campbell, our roundtable discussion ahead of this by-election, which is going on now. The polls are open. We'll be back. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Don't shop at Sherwin-Williams then. Don't get the best service in the Bahamas then.
The love is really, really strong in Sherwin-Williams. We don't just sell paint. We service you with a smile, good hearts, mind, soul, and body. And we love our customers as much as we love ourselves. Yes. Real talk. I'm not just saying this to impress myself. We love to go beyond with customer service. So they feel delighted to come in Sherwin-Williams because they know I can either see Dee Dee, or I can see Shelly, or one of our other wonderful staff members. We treat our customers with the respect of our boss because there are many paint companies they could choose to go to. No, baby. If they go to some other paint companies, so I gonna get this little thing at the end of the week.
We want to make sure you get that little ting, Shelley. Come visit Shelley and Dee Dee at Sherwin-Williams Bahamas, and you'll surely find colour in every day.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
'Tis the season for dreams to come true. There's Santa for the kids and CIBC Caribbean for you. Whether it's a house, land, vehicle, or upgrading your home, CIBC Caribbean can support your dreams with the financing you need. Enjoy incredible cashback deals with mortgages and land loans. Plus, your approved loan gives you a chance to win up to US $5,000. Apply now at www.cibccaribbean.com/sweeten the season. Terms and conditions apply.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
Unwrap the gift of style with Nassau Tile's Holiday Warm-Up event from November 17th to 29th. Now is the time to beat the holiday rush with savings so hot you'll feel the cheer. Save 20% off store-wide on all tile, setting materials, backsplashes, mosaics, trims, and more. Gobble up even more savings on selected net items. Shop the Holiday Warm-Up event at Nassau Tile for a feast of savings. Visit our showroom on Doddswell Street or call 322-2100 to check off your holiday style wish list today.
Are you searching for something new? Something exciting? Your dream job in paradise? Well, look no further. Royal Beach Club Paradise Island is hiring. Join a dynamic group of passionate hospitality professionals craft unforgettable moments, and thrive in a vibrant, welcoming atmosphere. Play your part in shaping the future of our team while growing your own career every day. Bring your energy, your passion, and your creativity to a workplace that's as dynamic and fun as you are. At Royal Beach Club Paradise Island, the opportunities don't just exist. They're limitless. So are you ready to find your perfect fit? Visit Royal Beach Club at paradiseisland.com/career today and step into a world of exciting possibilities.
Looking for the perfect Sunday outing? The National Art Gallery of the Bahamas is now open and free to all Bahamian citizens and residents. Spend the day admiring the evolution of Bahamian art. Soak in the natural beauty of our art park and take a little piece of culture home with you by browsing our gift shop. Whether you're an art lover or just curious, we've got something here for everyone. Bring your family, your partner, or your friends and let the art inspire you this Sunday and beyond. The National Art Gallery of the Bahamas, our home for Bahamian art.
What's on your wish list this year?
A family staycation.
A shopping spree.
Surprise me.
'Tis the season of surprises. You could win a tech bundle, family staycation, US $1,000 cashback, or US $500 Amazon voucher. Simply use your CIBC Caribbean Visa credit card or Visa debit card for a minimum spend of US $100 or more. Learn more at www.cibccaribbean.com. Terms and conditions apply.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
It is time for your final look at weather, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. Here is what's happening. So we've got a weakening frontal boundary just north of the Bahamas. That's going to support a few showers across the northern islands, while a weak low pressure troughing across the southern Bahamas will enhance shower chances over that part of the country. That front's going to lift northward tonight as the trough weakens, and then another stronger cold front's going to move into the area by Friday. That's going to bring a few showers, and along the boundary behind it, strong high pressure will build, and that's going to mean some breezy conditions for the weekend into early next week. So for today, a mix of sun and clouds for the extreme northern islands and partly mostly sunny conditions for most of the rest of the country. A slight increase in rain chances for the southeastern islands. Look for high temperatures around 84, 85 Fahrenheit today, 29 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight for most areas in the mid-60s, around 65, 66 Fahrenheit, 18, 19 Celsius. A little bit cooler for the extreme northern islands in the low 60s, around 17 Celsius tonight. In your extended outlook, look for partly sunny conditions during the day, mainly fair at night for most of the week into the weekend before we see rain chances and cloudier conditions by the weekend as that front moves through. The tropics are quiet, tropical cyclone formation unexpected during the next 7 days. That's your morning blend weather check brought to you by Sherwin-Williams, reminding you that if you're ready to refresh your space, Sherwin-Williams has premium paint, pro tips, and everyday deals to make it easy to get started. Your final look at traffic for the morning brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. We've got heavy traffic still on Milo Butler Highway from just north of the Fire Trail roundabout as you approach Harold Pond straight up to Tonic Williams Darling Highway. You're going to see a similar story on Blue Hill Road if you're heading northbound near Carmichael. Slow-moving traffic, and especially north of Soldier Road on the way to the roundabout with Independence Drive. East Street seeing similar stories. And Robinson Road, heavy traffic for you westbound west of the Soldier Road intersection, straight through to Old Trail. Marathon Road, busy for you northbound and near Wolf Road. Pockets along Wolf Road at the major intersections also seeing some slow-moving traffic. Downtown, it's busy for you right now. Heavy traffic on West Bay Street near Nassau Street. And then right on Bay Street, slow-moving eastbound traffic at this hour. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. Get a quote however it suits you. Stop by your nearest branch or get an instant motor quote online at nuainsurance.com. Quick questions or big decisions, they've got you covered.
Music, man. This is not a golden rule. Take it and don't be no fool. Check this, you'll never see a dog barking at a parked car. You'll never see him barking if the car ain't moving.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strong and DeAndre Cartwright. We're having a by-election discussion with Kyle Dean, Mandel Miller, and McMahon Campbell, talking about what's led up to this and what we've been seeing and what this could mean potentially after the polls, after all the ballots are counted today. All right, let's see if we can get to these calls, and we've got a few more questions for you guys. Callers, I know you've been holding for a while. Are you there? Good morning.
Morning, Dwight.
Hi.
And good morning to your guests. You know, I'm listening to them, and I'm hoping that the voter turnout will be pretty high. But when you look at the statistics, it doesn't show that the voter turnout is low, except for that 2021 elections. But in the 2017 election, the FNM would have accumulated over 91,000 votes as compared to the PLP, which did just around 52,000. And the other opposition parties, the French party, I think it was around 13 to 14,000. So I don't know what they're talking about when they're talking about low voter turnout. Now, when you look at the advanced polling, that was pretty much high. And if that is an indication of how these people are going to vote in Golden Gate, you know, when you're looking at 249 out of 100, out of 283, that's pretty high. Now, you had the COVID, you had all of the other stuff like that could have played a role. You had poor performance from the previous administration. So all of that's going to be mitigating factors. But what I believe they should do, Dwight, I mean, I see other developed countries do it. They don't really hide the statistics. Do we know the demographics in terms of who would have voted in the advanced poll between the ages of first-time voters, second-time voters, were 50? All of these are good information to have a good discourse on analyzing these things. But for whatever reason, we don't know. So we just have to hope that the voter turnout be pretty high and everybody participate, in this democracy. But I know one thing, it's going to be some beeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth for whoever loses. When you look at the two major parties, because they have a lot to lose. And this would set the stage. So let's see basically what happens going forward. But the voter turnout was low in previous elections outside of the COVID year.
Okay, well, as the guests were saying, the numbers are going down, right? And that's an issue that's a reason to be concerned. It isn't as high as it has been, especially the last election. It was quite a bit lower than we normally see here, among the highest in the region for turnout.
Correct.
But that might be changing. All right, let's take another call. Good morning, you're on the air.
Morning.
Doing well.
Yeah, but this time now, the border system need to go. Ain't no sense people in, but this start to roll them electricity and all of this time now. People need to put on the best outfit They don't need to put on no shade or nothing. No different, Anthony PLP, whoever. So go there and vote. Because we's the one who put these people in the power to serve us, you know. See, we don't understand that these people don't just go they don't just go in parliament and just get picked to go in parliament from the party leader. We have to put them in power. So why that the citizens should sit back home, just don't go and vote. That come on, man. When these people come around, we're supposed to make sure, let them know what we want. Demand them. But see, every 5 years, the same people them come around again. The people them, the only thing they want is just up the little wood, get a door fixed or maybe clean up the little area and all that. They are not talking the things, but really affecting us. So, I mean, we have I speak to a lot of young people them and all that. They fed up. They don't want to vote, but they never voted before. They just the first time voted them saying they don't want to vote. Why? Why they don't want to vote? Because they don't know the power in their hands. You understand where I come from?
Great call. Thank you very much. Let's talk about the lack of issues being discussed here. We don't know, as we had all the candidates on, we asked them about things that they clearly have never been asked about before, but that doesn't seem to be on the mind of, or at least the parties haven't been pushing it to, this is where I stand on something. Just that, I'm going to fix up this park, I'm going to do this pothole, and I will pave this road. Why are we here?
I think the fundamental problems that we have had in the Bahamas, we underestimate the value of door agents. If you look at political organizations today, some of these door agents come, hi, how you doing? Who are living here, right? No. Door agents back in the day were mature people. They came to your house. Good evening, good afternoon. How's your day going?
It was like the insurance agent.
Yeah, and they talk. They have a conversation. They were mature enough to have a dialogue. And when you get back to your command center, you enlighten the government or the opposition. Boy, mortgage is a problem. Electricity is a problem. But now, people come, the voters basically say, yeah, okay. And everybody go back and just report, yeah, they voting FNM or they voting PLP.
Wow.
That's why you see the data has been wrong since 97.
This is very serious.
Because the collection data, where everybody's convinced they're going to win based on the data that they collect from door to door. But the problem is your agents are young, immature, inexperienced. So guess what happened? You can't come to a woman who lied off, who mortgage has a problem, and you send a child here to my door. It doesn't make sense. So guess what's going to happen? I'm going to say whatever this child needs to hear to get from my doorstep. So I think political organizations need to go back to the drawing board to say, how can we now bring civility back into politics? A conversation. It doesn't make sense having conversations no more because no one listening. I think that's the problem.
To McMahon's point, Dwight, one of the things that I observed very early as I started my journey of learning to canvass communities politically was that I remember this day I was in the South Beach constituency and I had knocked on this door and the lady came to the door and she looked outside. I saw her look outside and then I heard her say, Miss Williams. And I was like, she right around the corner. Well, that's the only person I opened my door for. And I was like, huh? And so I started to observe like the relationship that voters actually have with these people. Now, I say that to say this part. When Dwight, as the former candidate, comes in as a candidate, Dwight brings with him his contingency of campaign workers and teams and so forth. Deandra happened to have been the candidate before you. And there were some people there serving with her that you met in place. But those people were there for the last maybe 15 or 20 years working in that constituency. But when you now come in as the new candidate, you're not concerned but Deandra and you've been there frying fritter and fish and thing from God knows how long. And so you bring in your new people and man, we using app and we using tablets and stuff and that booking thing. And on that run, I run a 21st century campaign. But when the voter looks outside looking for Deandra's aunt, like Big Man said, that's the person that they had the connection to. That person is now gone. And so the data starts to become flawed, and you're making decisions off of flawed data.
Wow.
I would actually also add the reverse of that too, though, because in some cases you have a lot of younger voters that are now present in those constituencies that may not even know the older ones that have been going around. And then what tends to happen, because this has been my experience, where the knock comes on the door, people who I've never seen before, keep in mind, I think we need to keep in mind, canvassing only happens around election time. Right? And so when you see these unknown folks come to you for the first time, there's also a sense of arrogance. This has been my experience. Persons come knocking at the door. Oh, are you going to vote for so-and-so? I have never seen so-and-so in my constituency. In fact, where is so-and-so right now? So-and-so doesn't need to come to your door. We are here with you. I was like, what do you mean so-and-so doesn't need to come to my door? So I don't have the opportunity to speak to the person who wants to represent my community. And it was almost as though it was a battering going on as to how dare you expect the person trying to become the MP for that area to be going out door to door. So I would say there are many different factors happening here, unfortunately.
Wow.
Well, let me just add this. I never experienced the height of Sir Lyndon those times, but you would hear the stories about how Sir Lyndon would go into your house and how A.D. Hanna would go here and how Paul Otterly does. They would sit in your house, they would eat with you, then they would go to the neighbor, talk to the neighbor, hug the neighbor, have conversation. I believe that we culturally have adopted that style of campaign. And it's going to be very difficult to move away from a campaign when we culturally, as a people, expect the candidate to come to our door. And to Mandel's point, I've learned, and they always say this in the PLP, the MPs, they come and go, candidates come and go, but the constituency representative, they are the staple in that community. And I believe that, even those foot soldiers, or those generals that we call them, become disenfranchised as well, because they work hard. The party gets elected, and then they feel neglected, and so you have this issue where the next election comes around, and because I was neglected for 5 years, I disenfranchised. I don't want to campaign. I'm not assisting anymore, and so the new person come knocking to your door, and you're like, hold on. I used to seeing so-and-so for the past 2 election cycles, 3 election cycles. Where they going?
I didn't hear y'all treat them bad.
So don't forget now, Sister so-and-so, Mr. So-and-so, you live right here, I grew up in them. You know what, let me go give them a call. So why I see you to my door, I see some new people. Or I like how they treat me. They ain't do me no justice. And so you know what happens? People would say this: if you treat your man, your power bad, I don't expect you to treat me any different. So when people see you treat your own in a poor manner, it's going to be hard to get support when you don't even take care of your own.
So this is a problem with all the parties, it sounds like.
It's the country. It's the country. It's the country.
Wow. Yeah.
Because I'll say this to you. We changed the way we campaigned in Pennsylvania and in Florida, right? And I think this is a model I think most countries are now adopting. We went in plain clothes. We went in plain clothes first. Good afternoon, good evening, how are you doing? That sets the tone, and you have to learn to read people what they don't say. They take a deep breath, you write down, stress out, right? That's what we do. Because our job is to bring back real data to the war room. So the war room could now say, there is an issue in polling division 7, polling division 5, polling division 3. You can't say in the constituency that we're going to do this, right? But keep in mind, there's only a street separating Golden House and Golden Gates. Golden House and Carmichael. Some constituencies, even though the outskirts are not the same as the core base of that constituency, we have never heard a diverse plan, more or less, for a constituency, but for the country.
Yeah.
So I think that's what the country is waiting on.
All right, we're running out of time. We talked about this off here. We talked about what would happen if the FNM wins, if the PLP wins. But what if the COI wins? What if the independent candidate wins? What does that mean?
Well, let's
What
put
would that
DeAndre's
mean?
point out there. Not DeAndre's point, but the thing that kind of excited her. DeAndre said something that we should just put out there for our listeners to consider or ponder. Is the COI vote a protest vote? And as I move around and listen to people and kind of like observe the COI supporters, a lot of them that I know personally are people who are disenfranchised with either the FNM or the PLP. It's not so much that, I just subscribe to the philosophy, ideals, tenets of the Coalition of Independence. And so it starts to look like a protest vote kind of thing to me. But outside of that, I'm hoping that it's not just a large protest vote.
Kyle?
It's so amazing. You would meet a COI candidate, a COI supporter who was on the campaign trail. They'd say, I used to be FNM, right? They'll think it's a diss to their party to join the PLB. So they'll go to the COI and vice versa. You would see some people who may have supported the PLP would never join the FNM, but they want to be politically involved, so they attach themselves to the COI. And so I don't think the message of the COI is resignating. I believe that professional people are not connecting to the leader, and because he's not presented himself as someone who is intellectually enough in their eyes to be prime minister. And so I don't see the COI winning the seat. I really don't. However, I really want to see the COI numbers, because that is going to tell me how many protest votes are really out there.
If the support is growing. So, election scientist McMahon Campbell, what do you think? what are the chances of the COI?
Oh, they don't. I mean, there's not a chance. But I'll say this to you: I don't know if there's going to be a dent. If there's a dent, there'll be a fight for Mr. Bean's attention, because now you have a horoscope in terms of you can see that it's going to be a problem. It's a problem growing. And then I think at that point now, how do we broker a deal? Do we implement policies that you've been talking about on the campaign trail? And that's what has been happening. People have been talking for a long time that Bahamas needs a third party, right? But sometimes third parties are only used to align people back into order. That's all really it's designed for. We've seen it before with Ingram when they came. He consolidated a party. The same thing with Perry Christie and also with the former prime minister, because they cost you to listen. Because we don't want to take no chances. But this election is solely down to the best war room and the most healthiest runners you could find.
Wow.
The healthiest runners. The runners will be the ones who will make or break this election.
All right, we got 40 seconds. Former Prime Minister Ingram says that if the PLP win, expect the general election by March. Do you agree with that?
Kyle already said that.
I wouldn't go as far as saying an election by March, but I believe if the PLP wins and we win by a big margin, it would just let's just wipe them out quick.
You catch the momentum.
Right. You're saying even if they win or not, you need to have the election?
No. What I'm saying is, if we win this by a large margin, it will be just to go. Let's just wipe the FNM out quick. Let's think it'll ride the wave.
Do Andrew Holness.
Okay.
Do Andrew Holness.
Well, what do you say to that, Mandel?
I mean, for me, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to the excitement of seeing a people elect a representative that they believe is truly who represents them. And for me, being someone associated with the Golden Isles constituency, I really want to see Brian Brown prevail. And so I'm looking forward to that.
And are all of these candidates coming back in the general election? Do you think they all will get the nomination again, no matter what happens today?
I believe wholeheartedly that most likely Brian Brown be the candidate in the next general election in Golden Isles as well.
Pickstock
Darren
will be nominated again?
has done the work, and he will continue to do the work.
Even
and
if he loses today?
Even if he loses today, he will continue to work, and he will be the candidate.
Now, Dwight, when we talk about general election, will Golden Isles boundaries be cut by the time we get the general election? Like,
It's too big.
It's too big.
It's too big.
It's too big.
It's too big. It's too big.
So what are we seeing? 2 additional constituencies, we think, or what do we think?
I guess it depends on the outcome. Because
Why would
let me share this with you.
The report was held back in the...
No. Let me share this. If I was Prime Minister and the FNM had won and they won by a big margin, I'm not creating 2 FNM seats. I'll give you all that one, and I'll create 2 PLP seats somewhere else.
Oh, wow. Oh, boy.
That has been a pleasure,
boy.
Dwight. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Kyle Dean, Mandel Miller, and McMahon Campbell, thank you so much. It's going to be an interesting day. Again, we're going to be here all day and tonight as well after the polls close.
Results going to be right here at the
right here.
Tune in to
right
96.9.
Tune in. Stay with us all day into the night. This is Morning Blend. We're going to be back after the news. But guys, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Yeah.
All right. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Morning Blend Business. We're talking about alcoholism. It's a very timely topic today, too, I'm sure. Oh, boy. Stay with us, folks.
Come on. The only time we can start back in is when the car start moving.
Smooth R&B nights under the stars are back. Soulful Sunday. Join us for Soulful Sunday Volume 4. Sunday, November 30th at the Amphitheater, Nassau Cruise Pool. Hosted by Rika C. and Das Quay. Featuring live performances by The Essence Band, Donnie and Zavi. Plus, Navandria Lyric. Gates open at 6 p.m. and the show starts 7 p.m. Sensational live music. It's a night of dancing. Soulful. Sing along with today's and yesterday's hits. Flashbacks of the time we had. Have a few sips and kick off the holiday season at the waterfront. Tickets are just $35, $45 at the door. Get yours now at BahamasEtickets.com. Join us for Soulful Sunday, Volume 4. Sunday, November 30th at the Amphitheater, Nassau Cruise Port.
Join the Bahamas Heart Association for its inaugural golf tournament. Proudly presented by Visa and Fidelity Bank on Sunday, November 30th at the spectacular Royal Blue Golf Club. Every swing brings hope and healing to young hearts. Gather your team and play with purpose or make a donation. Tee off for Tiny Hearts because every heartbeat deserves a chance. For more details, contact the Surfing the Sassoon Heart Foundation at sassoonheartfoundation.org.
Looking for insurance that fits your lifestyle and your budget? At Star General Insurance, we've got you covered. Whether it's motor insurance with flexible options for third-party liability and comprehensive coverage, or commercial insurance products that protect your business, we have choices you can afford. Own a home or renting? Our home insurance products have just what you need. And for the adventurers out there, we offer marine insurance too. Visit our website or social media pages for contact information and quotes. Star General, insurance made simple.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of a fresh start with a personal loan at Fidelity. You could win refreshing prizes like a luxurious spa day, John Boat gift certificates, a cruise for 2, and more. Make that move to a fresh start today. Call 356-7764. Promotion ends December 19th.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Monday, November 24th, 2025. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with DeAndre Cartwright, and it is time for our monthly partnership with the Department of Public Health. Today we are talking about alcoholism. We know this is a big problem in our country. And we're going to get some details about an upcoming seminar as well. Very pleased to have with us from the Healthy Bahamas Coalition, we have Alcohol Subcommittee Lead, Dr. Monique Mitchell, and Coordinator Adria Davis. Good morning. Great to have you with us.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
All right, so I said it earlier, it's a big problem. We all say that, but how big is it? Do we know how bad it is and how we rank in compared to other countries in the world?
Well, Dwight, I don't even need to give you numbers. You probably know this, right? Well, a significant number of Bahamians drink alcohol. It is very accepted within our communities that, it's a rite of passage almost. So when we look at it, it says almost 70% of people are current drinkers, okay, of alcohol. And so that could be from someone who drinks occasionally to someone who drinks every day. But 17%, almost 20% of persons drink heavy episodic drinking, which means that they drink at least 3 drinks in one sitting on one day. One day, one sitting.
Okay.
You sit down and you have your, Friday evening, you have 3 or 4 beers, or some patients tell me they had a 6-pack,
All to themselves.
Yes,
Wow.
that's all to themselves. And so on there are other persons who drink, for men it's 4 drinks, and for women it's 3 drinks at one time, at one sitting. And so we could see that, it's a significant problem. And then we also see it in our communities where persons, the amount of alcohol that they are consuming is actually taking over their lives. They're unable to work. They're not taking care of their families. They can't keep a job. They, and it just, they're clothes, they're disheveled, they're, everything you can see about them that the alcohol has taken over.
All right, so before you go on, so you said it, Dr. Mitchell, that 70% the heavy episodic drinking.
No, 70% are current drinkers.
Right, 70 current, 17 the heavy episodic drinkers.
Okay, let's make that 18 because it's 17.6.
Okay, 18. But does that mean that you are that disheveled person you're talking about, that you're an alcoholic?
So just consuming alcohol, a lot of persons are able to do that. They can consume it and manage it and whatever. So when you reach to the place where you are no longer able to control the alcohol, you have that driving need to have alcohol, not by choice, but you have to have it, then now you're reaching into the alcoholism. We don't use that word no more like that anymore.
Oh, really?
So it's harmful use of alcohol, it's misuse of alcohol, all of those things.
Why
so
don't we use it anymore?
As time goes on, words and meanings and stuff change. So certain things it's the stigma and all those things that are associated with it. So they use different words now. So it'll be misuse of alcohol, excessive use, something like that. And then alcohol dependence is a condition where you can no longer choose. Your body is you're controlled. You have to have this alcohol because your body now is used to getting, let's say you have your 3 drinks every morning and then tomorrow you decide I'm not having none. But then when you wake up, your body has withdrawal symptoms, or you're feeling anxious, blood pressure, sweating, all these things. You have these symptoms and you have to drink. And once you drink, it kind of cools down. And so at that point, persons would need to get help and to get some assistance with dealing with that because that's an addiction now.
Right.
Yeah.
Do we know how common that is here, or how many people are experiencing that?
We don't really have the numbers in terms of the addiction, but we have the behavioral numbers. Those are the ones that I was telling you about, how many persons, because there are a lot of persons who drink and don't, may never go in to a facility or get a diagnosis. Right. And so we don't have that exact number. But from, just observing the community and for our psychologists and our mental health professionals who deal with this every day, it is a significant problem. And you know, Christmas is just around the corner, and that is a time where we know that alcohol consumption is significant and it increases. And so here we are today is because we want to be able to tell persons, remind persons, because, you know, it's so pervasive in our community, people don't think it's a problem.
Right.
They don't see it as a problem. So I'm going to just show you a little bit about our young people. It isn't only in our adults, in our young people as well. So alcohol consumption is widespread. In fact, 74% of teenagers report drinking alcohol or using alcohol. And we're not talking about communion now. We ain't talking about religious.
Oh, boy. You wish.
We ain't talking about our communion. We're talking about drinking, choosing to drink. Wow. Okay? And at some point, and then there's 34% of them who are current drinkers, meaning that they drink regularly. Okay? So 74% has drank in their lifetime. We're talking, this is a survey now, the Global Health School survey was 13 to 17.
13 to 17
They're
year
not
olds.
18 yet. And you know, drinking age in the Bahamas is 18. But this is a survey of 13 to 17-year-olds. And 74% of them said they already were using alcohol. 34% are regular drinkers of alcohol. And so, how are they getting that?
How indeed. How indeed.
But you know how they get their first one? From home.
Yeah.
I was just going to say
Most
family
people,
and friends.
you got to be home, from home, unsupervised.
Or weddings.
That's it. Repast.
Yep.
Unsupervised because you have the alcohol there and it's unsupervised. So the teenagers just come and take it and, you know, go wherever they're going to do and pop it open and drink it. And so, you know, this whole, we want to encourage persons to be aware of what is going on in your environment. You know, you have that, a lot of people tell us, oh, they have their liquor in the cabinet. Is the cabinet locked? No, if it's not locked, then you can't, you're measuring where you leave the last line. So the child could go and drink and whatever. And so we see these as well in school age drinking. There was performance with school work and being focused with that type of work it's important. And we see that the alcohol is affecting that. So binge drinking and drunkenness is also increasing in our teens. And guess what? More in girls than boys.
Now that's interesting. Do we know why? What is that about?
Boy, that the survey didn't explore that, but we're looking at teasing out some stuff from that survey and doing specific studies on those areas. And this is one of those areas.
You think they're
we
just
want to understand.
being more honest than the boys? Because that
It
really
could be
does
that.
seem very surprising.
It could be that. So binge drinking and drunkenness is increasing, especially among our girls. So. And that's from, then I told you 13 to 17. So boys actually drink more, but, you know, it's increasing in our girls as well. So we see that as a result of this harmful use of alcohol, it's affecting our schoolwork, it's affecting our school behavior, it's affecting all of these things. So all of the things that we see in our communities and our society, they are all connected. And so we have to think of how changing one thing will affect the other thing. So the violence, the fighting, the poor school performance, the absenteeism, all of these things are related, and we must work comprehensively and try to tackle those things.
Yeah.
And so one strategy from the Healthy Bahamas Coalition is that we want to do this seminar, and that is scheduled for?
That would be December 2nd. That's next week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. We're holding it at the University of Bahamas, Harry Seymour Library Auditorium. And then we're having a small reception afterwards in the veranda. And we will be having alternative drinks, mocktail drinks for students, for them to understand that there are more options out there rather than just going straight for a drink. You could get an alternative.
Yeah. All right. So tell us the format of the seminar. How is it going to be set up, and what can we expect exactly?
So it's going to be. So I love the theme. Adria came up with the name. It says the real cost of alcohol, and so explain why you choose that theme.
Right. So the real cost of alcohol plays on the concept of it costs more than the price. It costs your mental, physical, emotional health. So we really wanted persons to hear the name, the real cause, and then associate that with all those different factors that you'll be hearing inside the presentations at the seminar. So we will have psychologists, we will have A&E, accident and emergency nurse there to talk about persons coming in from drinking and driving, as well as road traffic division, a law enforcement officer also coming in to speak about the drinking and driving consequences. And then we will be having a real talk from an alcohol-dependent victim who shares his experience on alcoholism, his journey from being an alcoholic to recovery.
Wow.
So we'll also be talking about the physical and the mental impact of alcohol or misuse of alcohol, because, you know, it affects the whole body, your body, it affects your mind, and it affects the whole entire community. And so that is what we wanted to share in the seminar, so that we try to bring all those aspects together so that the young people, we're targeting, this is our first one, so we wanted to target young people. So we're looking at persons who are attending like universities, tertiary education level. So that's, you know, they're over 18 so that they can make the choice to drink. So, but we want to influence that choice. We want them to know when you choose to make that choice to drink, these are the things you need to think of. This is the real cost of it.
Yeah.
It isn't just that $6. I know how much drinks cost, but you know,
Say $6. Not a bit.
Oh, boy.
For that right now.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
When it's on
But it's
sale,
not
maybe.
just that cost of that drink that
Right.
you're taking. It's the cost behind that drink.
Yeah.
And so so it's going to be exciting. We're very, very excited because we're hoping that our young people, the mocktails, will encourage them to come. We're gonna have food.
You should have brought some of them today. You should have brought some.
Hey, so free food, free drinks.
Free food, free
college?
non-alcoholic
Come on now.
drinks, and come on, that's what I was thinking too. And I was in college, I sure enough would have been there.
So, are you only targeting college students, or can other folks
Other
come
persons
as well?
can come, but our focus is we want, you know, as we go into this holiday season, this is a season of high influence and high drinking, and so we want to give these young persons the information they need to make the best decision.
Yeah.
And for us, that best decision is to leave the alcohol alone. Don't drink it.
Okay.
You know, that's the best decision. And so we want to give them the facts that will allow them to make that decision.
All right. Is there a cost to attend the seminar?
Free.
Totally free.
Free.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
We're from the Ministry of Health now, you know.
Right? All right, great stuff. So I have a lot of questions for
Yes.
you. All right, so you're saying leave the alcohol behind. So you don't even recommend social drinking? Can you have a drink once in a while? What do you say to that?
Well, you know, I'm Seventh-day Adventist, so my personal belief is, and I agree with the World Health Organization and a number of studies that you look at coming out now, there's no safe amount of alcohol that you should drink.
Wow.
Every amount of alcohol you drink affects your body. Every amount, whether that's a shot or a cup or whatever. So I am of that belief, but of course I know that I don't want to influence my belief on you. I want to give you or give the young people the information so that they can make the best decision for themselves.
Right.
And that's the best way it works, because I can't force that on you to say no drink.
Yeah.
I may choose that for me, but it's up to you.
We're talking with Dr. Monique Mitchell and Adria Davis with the Healthy Bahamas Coalition. All right, so you can call in, folks, if you have any questions or concerns. Give us a call, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, or call us toll free, 242-300-5720. You can tweet us, you can Facebook us, you can text us, 422-4796. All right, so how difficult is this going to be? It seems like this is in the culture now. I mean,
Yes.
on my drive here in the mornings, I see people with bottles, with cans of I know what's in that can. Early in the morning, Saturday morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, you'll see
Work
people.
mornings.
Right? Every day, any hour of the day, people are consuming alcohol.
Yes.
We're up there with, I'm sure, Ireland and Russia with the drinking and the bars and the pubs.
It is.
Are you preaching to a wall here?
It feels like that sometimes, Dwight. It feels like that. But you know what? Our strategy is for the Healthy Bahamas Coalition is to take it in strides. And so our idea is to start younger because it may be a little difficult to change the older persons, because that's an ingrained behavior that they've been doing 30, 40, how much ever years. But our idea is to influence the younger persons, and then as they come up, then that choice will be, better for them. But we also work with older persons because we work with, so our person who will be giving his story is Mr. Ricardo Pinder. He is from the Nassau group on, I think that's Montreal or One Rose, one of those islands. And he has a history of alcohol consumption, and, he has a whole history. I won't tell his history. He's going to tell that. But what is so good about that is that he tells a powerful story about getting into alcohol from a young age. And so this is going to be powerful for the young people coming to this because they're going to hear and see themselves in his story.
Right.
And so we know that persons have a history with alcohol, so we would definitely do that. So we work along with AA, with Mr. Pinder and other groups, and encourage persons if they want to get into treatment, Sandilands, the community mental health assessment unit, Sandilands, whatever it is that persons need, we would facilitate that. We're actually even in the process now of completing an alcohol resource booklet that persons would be able to access online as well as take a copy so that, they know where to go to get help.
Yeah.
Currently, we have persons in this country who are doing an awesome job with AA and all the other organizations out there who are, providing a place where persons who have a problem with alcohol can go.
Right.
We need to expand it because we don't even have any on the family islands. We don't have any of that stuff. And so definitely there's a lot of work to be done in this area. We're actually also asking the minister to, send legislation. No. Currently there are none. I think there's 6 here in New Providence, I believe. 6 meeting places, but there are none in the family islands.
But going back to culture, I mean, it seems like would anybody even think it's an issue that there people with drinking problems on the islands? It's almost expected that there would be. That's what there's all
think it's a problem. They know it's a problem, but I think if you don't have resources or you're accepting of it, like one of the things that we're also doing in the new year is to train our health professionals to help them to assess the persons who their drinking ability, and being able to say, okay, yeah, Miss Brown, you okay? Your one drink a week is okay. But Miss Davis here, that 3 every night, that's too much. We need to intervene on this.
How do you do that? How do you assess that?
So we're training our health professions, nurses, doctors, other health persons throughout the country on something called alcohol brief intervention. So this is where our health professionals, they ask questions of every patient. Once they get those answers, then they can intervene. They, if the person say, well, I drink occasionally, then, you say, okay, Miss Brown, yeah, continue that. That's a good habit. And then when Miss Davis comes and she say, well, I have, I need my 3 to go to bed, then you gotta intervene and say to her, Miss Davis, that is too much. This is what we can offer you. Would you like, would you like to cut down? Do you have a problem? Whatever. You try to intervene and find out why they are doing it and how you can help them to make a better decision. Sometimes it's just information.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you may need to get them on the plane to come to treatment. But, so based on what the situation is, we would have to intervene on that.
Is there a physiological component? Like we have to test you and say, well, this is already impacting your liver or other functions?
You can do that. Yes, we can do labs and figure out the liver function tests. And then you can also have withdrawal symptoms. Sometimes persons, Ms. Brown may say, when I don't have my drink, I can't sleep. Or when I don't wake up in the morning, I can't go to work. All these things are indication that this alcohol is a problem.
Is that so wrong that if you need your one drink to go to sleep? Is that a problem?
Well, that's that person's personal choice. And like I say, from the World Health Organization and all the research that is coming out, there's no safe or good amount of alcohol because it doesn't have. We just came out of World Diabetes Day, and the impact of alcohol consumption on diabetes, that interface right there is a major issue. And we have almost 20% of our population having glucose issues. So when you think of the amount of consumption of alcohol and the diabetes,
And it affects your blood pressure as well.
of course.
Yeah. So it's
And
very
it puts you at risk for cancer and other NCDs. So, yeah. So
very serious. We're talking with Dr. Monique Mitchell and Adria Davis. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Strachan, and to your panel.
Hi.
Yeah, I just wanted to share this in. I think they're correct about alcohol. I hope you're listening, Dwight. You know I take a little beer now and then, right? But I just wanted to throw this in. I know she ran away to school, but I'm not a fool, and so I read a lot and I have common sense. I'm gonna juxtapose. What I'm gonna interface. The fact that within the food industry, they have discovered and they knew for decades that there are a lot of carcinogens inside the produce, and they have an implementation where you're not allowed to use insecticides, pesticides up to 3 weeks before harvesting. But the World Health Organization, they also said that vaccines were safe. But what I wanted to say is, finally, is that the toxicity levels of mercury in dental amalgams and the other carcinogens like lead inside gasoline, there's no safe amount of any of these things. But we are being led to believe that. So they say unleaded gasoline. Do you really believe that all of the lead is missing? In other words, what I'm saying is toxicologists are people. They can be influenced by capitalism, and they make these decisions that this amount is safe and this amount is safe. That you see it on food and other articles and other items. But, even like shower curtains, chemicals like phthalates and persistent organic pollutants, et cetera, et cetera. So, they're not sincere. That's what I'm saying,
Okay. All right. Everything.
So
even water, too much water will be a problem these days, it seems.
So there is no, I'm quoting there, it says there's no universally agreed upon safe amount of alcohol consumption. All levels of drinking carry health risk, particularly as an increased risk of cancer. Okay?
It's the WHO.
And so, health authorities worldwide now emphasize that drinking less is better for health than drinking more. Yeah.
Let's take another call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi, are you there? Okay, call us back. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. All right, so if you are concerned about someone else, a loved one, that, and you've done subtle hints that, I think you need to ease up and they're not responding, what do you do? What can you do? You can't get them to go to AA, even if they're on your Providence. What do you do? Adria? Dr. Mitchell?
So the first thing you can do is, of course, you need some help to really intervene with them. So I would say the I wouldn't say easiest, but the most acceptable way is to try to get them to go to the community assessment and counseling center that's on Collins Avenue. That's a free service that is provided. And they can actually go in there. It's acceptable because it's like you make an appointment, like you go anywhere else. You get there, you sit and you talk with them, and then they will help the person to get what is called insight. That's where they recognize that this is a problem. Because if you don't, you cannot go through any behavior change activity without recognizing that it's a problem and you want to change. So as much as Adria may want to help me, if I don't want to help myself, there's only so much that can be done. And so I would recommend that the first step would be to probably try to get them to go into somewhere like the Community Counseling and Assessment Center, have the professionals, they have nurses, psychologists, psychiatrists, mental health nurses, and persons there who will sit and talk with them and help them to understand, what is going on with themselves and help them to make that decision. They may decide to go to AA and have a community kind of intervention. They may decide to get into Sandilands and do an inpatient intervention based on what their situation is. But definitely that would be the first step. They can also go to a private psychologist or psychologist in the community. You have a lot of them in the community. So you can, that would probably be more acceptable to some persons to go there. And they do counseling as well in their offices for these things as well, based on the severity of it.
You mentioned Christmas earlier, the holidays, and New Year's. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
You cannot avoid, it seems.
It seems.
That social pressure be strong.
It's a lot of pressure. We just came from jollification over the weekend.
Yes,
Oh my
and
goodness.
surrounded by beer, wine. At
everything.
one point, listen, I was asking out there, because I'm doing my own social experiment where I've been off of like fast food, sweets, alcohol, sodas, and everything
Awesome.
for 100 days. So now I'm continuing just to see how far we can go with it, right?
Awesome.
Okay.
Right? It's been so, listen, my body is feeling so much better.
Detox
it's-
and- oh my
right,
goodness.
Exactly. But trying to find beverages that are not alcoholic
And not sugar.
and not sugar, it's so hard.
Especially this time of year.
Listen, lemonade has been my best friend, but even that could be filled with sugar.
Yes.
Like, I remember being at a particular event. I'm like, okay, this is a sit-down dinner. So what options do you have to drink? Wine or spirited things. I said, what about water? There's no water. What? I mean, what do you mean?
No water.
No water. What about any juices? And I don't even like juices because of the sugar content, right? No juices. I had to go and I was
No
on a
water,
particular
though?
island, right? No, that they wanted people to drink. This is the thing,
They're
right?
promoting it.
I had to go and try and find my own sparkling water to try and carry there.
Put
so
some
I could
lemon
have
in
my-
there, yeah.
Right, for the entire evening. And I'm just looking around like, that means all of you
are drinking.
are just drinking alcohol all night long.
And you know, there's top up easy boy. And that, they didn't even got to be empty.
More alcohol than food.
No, this
More
is the
alcohol
thing.
than
You'd be like,
food.
oh, your cup empty, your cup empty, your cup empty. And the family gatherings are going to happen. Now, listen, my Long Island family, just don't say, oh, please feed me. But listen, when I say I have family members, when we have our things, we don't have one bar, we got two.
Oh, wow.
We have two because everybody coming together. But if you have an empty cup at a lot of these social gatherings, people are like, well, what are you drinking? Why is your cup empty? And if they see you drinking only water, then the pressure starts.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then how, I guess a question mine would be, how could we play off this pressure, man? Because it's like, it's almost like if I say it as a woman, oh, you pregnant? No,
Oh.
I'm just choosing not to drink. I mean, is it that hard? I've literally been told, oh, we'll see in another couple months.
Yeah.
Like,
You'll be all right after you deliver.
I was like, I'm not pregnant.
Oh, boy.
So
Okay.
yeah, so that is definitely. I'm going to talk from just I guess theory perspective, and then Adria is going to talk about it from a youth perspective because a lot of our young people are also experiencing this pressure.
Yeah.
Even though Dwight, there's a trend now towards non-alcoholic bars, like in big cities and
other
all
parts
this
of the
stuff. And
world.
so I'm hoping that could catch on here too.
Hey,
you know,
let's open one.
there are
Let's do
big
it.
trends to what you never know. We could make it big.
Yeah.
But definitely there's a lot of pressure, especially, you know, we're big eaters, but that is coupled with big drinking. And so the first thing is that you have to make that decision for yourself. Like you said, decided you were going to do that 100 days. You have to make that decision for yourself that I'm going to not drink. And you have to make that long before you go out. You can't wait till you reach there to say, I ain't going to drink.
Do you need to do what she did and bring your own sparkling
You may
water
have
or
to do
bring
that.
your own
You
stuff
may
and
have
this
to
is
do
what
that.
I'm drinking all night?
Take your bottle.
Yeah.
You can, you know, it's normalized for us. See, you have your cup right here. It's normalized for us to carry something with us, even if you go to a dinner or go wherever. So if that is safer for you, take it. Do your water, sparkling water, put some lemon in there. You could put fruit in there, whatever it is in there to give that water a little taste for you and then be good. And then, but that first part is make that decision that you're not going to drink any alcohol. Volunteer to be the designated driver because sometimes, you know, you go out with your friends and everybody drinking.
I was gonna ask
and
you about
all
that
you're
too.
doing is praying to get home
Right.
because
Everybody's so
everybody's
casual
tank out.
about the drinking and the driving here. Even,
Yes.
yeah, wow.
Even
Okay.
so, even with all the accidents we've
Yeah.
had and the deaths we've had, it's very, very casual. You know, so then the second decision is that once you make that decision, you have to be firm within yourself. Don't allow people to bully you or make you feel bad about your decision. That's your decision. And if you may decide, I just ain't drinking today, or you may have to do 100 days, or you may have to do it forever. But once you make that decision, it's up to you to keep that true, to follow through. And then the more you do it, the more respect you will get because they'll be like, oh, she just don't drink. You know, because I have friends I go out with and they look at me and they say, oh, she don't drink.
Right.
They get their drink and they move on. So you have to make that decision.
Yeah. And definitely the longer you go without drinking, the easier it is
Yeah,
to not drink. Definitely, I've experienced that.
What would you say
Adrian?
to young people?
Well, to young people, because I myself, I do not drink. I'm not an avid drinker or anything like that. I don't social drink or anything. So I recently went out with a group of friends, and everyone's like trying to get like the order, like, oh, what you getting? Oh, Hennessy and Grand, probably a lychee radler, et cetera, et cetera. And then I myself came out and said, oh, I'll just get a cranberry juice. And everybody looks at you like, well, you hear what everybody else saying. Like, why couldn't you decide to, get some like a radler, 2% or something like that? I don't even know how much percent radler is. Something like that. And I was just like, I know my reason not for drinking. And I think that's one of the biggest things, is because even if I say, oh, I just want to go a couple of days without drinking, etc., and I just do that just because, and I don't have a strict reason to myself for saying, oh, I'm not drinking because, etc., then I probably won't
Stick to it.
Yeah, stay on the narrow path. But I don't drink for religious reasons. So I think having something bigger than yourself to look towards, to say, motivate you not to drink or not to feel some pressure towards, actually drinking, then I think that really helps.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
You know what? I also think that a lot of persons, like she said, she feels so much better.
Yeah.
When you make that decision not to do, not to drink, you do two things. One, you made a decision and you stuck to it. So mentally, you feel fantastic because you did it. And then number two, your body feels so much better. You can make clear decisions. You could drive home safe without killing somebody or killing yourself, and then you just feel so good that you've made this decision and you stuck with it. And so that's a good value, and that it's important that all people, but especially our young people, be able to successfily do that.
Absolutely.
Also, your doctors, I'm gonna be so happy that you. Listen, when I'm a big woman. When I went for my annual, literally last week, they're taking my blood pressure. They was like, this is excellent. I'm like, so is that shocking?
Wow.
So see there, blood pressure down.
Already you've seen the
all
effects.
kind of these things. So
I mean, to be fair, my blood pressure was
wonderful.
never that poor, but to be like very even, but not like that. But I think it's also the long-term health benefits of releasing these things that we may overindulge.
Yes.
Such as alcohol is one of those things.
Yes.
All right, we got about 20 seconds. Remind folks about the seminar. Again, next week,
Okay,
Tuesday.
so the real cost of alcohol seminar will be held on the 2nd of December at 7 p.m., 7 to 9 p.m. It's going to be at the Harry Seymour Library at the University of Bahamas. And we're targeting all of our young people. But, if you just have a pension to come, just come. Because we want you to get that information too. It's going to be fantastic. We will have free food, free information, free food, and free mocktails. So we definitely want you to be there. And we're targeting all of our young people, especially our college age students and everyone in that general age group. So we definitely want them there.
Excellent stuff. All right. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Great discussion. Dr. Monique Mitchell, Adria Davis. I really appreciate it. Again, keep up the great work you're doing with the Healthy Bahamas Coalition.
Thank you.
All right. DeAndre Cartwright, thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you so much, Dwight, Sean, for having me.
Going to see you next week, and I'll be back later today as we continue our by-election coverage, and again tomorrow morning. Be sure to pick up today's Guardian Business section. A lot of great information in there, including Sandals and the government signing a deal for beaches, Exuma, and the contract signed for the Deadman's Key Airport, and a whole lot more in today's Guardian Business section. This portion of the show brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. Again, I'll be back tomorrow morning. Have a great day, everybody. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green coming up next.
Wake up, it's a new day.
At
CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, BENC Snack World, Bamboo Shack Bahamas, Air, the Athlete's Foot, and BTC, Games and more, John Bull Fine Threads, Alive, Bahari, Dairy Queen, 700 Wines and Spirits, Sandy's Clarkson Island Luck, Starbucks and Lowe's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
Transform your home for less at Kelly's House and Homes Holiday Paint Sale now through Wednesday, December 24th. Enjoy 25% off house and spray paints plus 20% off paint supplies, except on net items. Our wide selection of paint colors is the perfect way to bring holiday cheer to your home. You'll also find the best selection of brushes, rollers, pans, glue, ladders, paint thinner, and more. So catch the holiday spirit and paint up for Christmas at Kelly's House and Homes Holiday Paint Sale, going on now through December 24th.
How do we say thank you to our valuable customers? By celebrating Thanksgiving all month long. Buy more and save more with up to 15% off your favorite fragrances and cosmetics. This November, come shop with us and save at any of our 5 convenient locations: Bay in Parliament, Bay in East, Palmdale, Marathon Mall, or Old Fort Town Center. Happy Thanksgiving from your friends at the Perfume Bar.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of a fresh start with a personal loan at Fidelity. You could win refreshing prizes like a luxurious spa day, John Boat gift certificates, a cruise for 2, and more. Make that move to a fresh start today. Call 356-7764. Promotion ends December 19th.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
The wait is over. The all-electric Geely Radara pickup is back at Easy Car Sales. Choose from 5 all-new 2026 models, complete with dual cab comfort, impressive cargo space, great towing ability, and tech features straight from the future. The perfect pickup for both work and play is 100% electric elegance, complete with factory warranty. Arrange a test drive before December 8th for a chance to win an Everything Christmas box. Visit easy242.com or call 461-0100 to get started.
Black Friday alerts. BWF is doing it even bigger this year. Deals, deals, and more deals. Don't miss this chance for massive savings. Shop BWF for the biggest sale of the season. Slash prices, doorbuster specials, and unbelievable savings. BWF 1 week total blowout savings. Monday, November 24th through Thursday, November 27th, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Black Friday, November 28th, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, November 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Save big on appliances, hardware supplies, hand and power tools, automotive supplies and accessories, lawn and garden supplies, kitchen and outdoor cooking supplies, griddles, grills, and fryers, household supplies, Christmas supplies, Junkanoo and craft supplies, toys, floral decor, and so much more. BWF, we are more than just our name. Number 13 Wilton Street, telephone 394-0004 or 6. Check us out on Facebook. We ship to the Family Islands.
Attention RBC clients. To comply with regulatory requirements and to avoid service interruption, you need to update your information at your RBC branch. While you're there, enroll in RBC Digital Banking for 24/7 access to your accounts anytime, anywhere. Update your information and bank at your convenience with RBC Digital Banking today.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.